There we go.
Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. Hey, today is the day that we talk tech in easy to understand ways. And I'm here with one of my favorite co hosts, Dr. Tachi, all the way from Florida. I'm here also on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. And we're going to be going coast to coast soon because we'll be joined by tech diva Francine Gregory and Terry Johnson online everywhere from New York City and from California. So sit back, relax. Let's just get this party started and talk about some things that are happening in tech. I wanted to talk, Dr. Tachi, with you and see how are you doing down there in the great state of Florida?
Oh, all is well. It's hot, but it's not any hot. The rest of the country to me is a little hotter because you
Ah,
all are not used to it. Here I'm like, man, okay. Summer in Florida, this is what it is.
well, they tell me it was 104 in Texas the other day. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Actually, a good friend of mine, Gwendolyn, she lives
Uh-huh.
in Arlington, which is
Uh-huh.
like more north, and she said it was 107. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not the feels like, that was the actual temperature.
Exactly. In Dallas area. That's where my daughter is. He said it was 104. And I'm like, what? Okay, that's California weather. I mean, we get 104 in Sacramento. But yeah, I was not expecting that from, certain parts of the country. Well, guys, we're sending you cool thoughts.
Yes, cool thoughts.
Cool thoughts today. But I wanted to talk to you, Dr. Tachi, a little bit about this new, what would you call it? This new application called Moonshot and Kimmy K3 that are coming out that are actually really competitive with Chat GTP.
Oh, do tell.
Have, have you heard about them? Okay. Well, let me pull up my little gamma here. I'm all about the gamma thing. Let's see if I can share that. Yeah, okay, let me start back here. Can you see that?
Yes.
Good. Moonshot and Kimmy K3, how they're rewriting the rules for AI. So, this is what we're going to be talking about today on Biz Chicks because it's important to all of us as business leaders, entrepreneurs, educators, all of that good stuff. We need to know what's going on in the industry. And
Yes.
up until now, we've been operating under what I call some old rules because it was always the big dogs in the room to get to control these important tools. And
Indeed.
they include people like the persons in charge of OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Meta. All of these guys have invested in this technology, if you will. And it just seemed predictable that they'd be able to control it and that it would always be coming out of Silicon Valley.
Right.
Hmm. Then everything changed. Moonshot AI entered the race. And instead of slowly catching up, Moonshot released Kimmy K3 with capabilities that immediately attracted what they call global attention because the AI industry became more competitive overnight. Why this matters. The new global player emerged with world class performance. In other words, it was ready when it stepped out. And the assumption that breakthroughs only come from us in the US broke that glass ceiling. Every major AI company had to reconsider its roadmap. Let's talk about why. The first rule that changed, innovation no longer belonged to one country. We get really cocky over here in the United States, don't we?
Oh, yes.
you know, we're the only ones that got stuff going on. No, that's an old assumption. And the The new reality is that innovation is now global. Companies everywhere can build world class AI. Remember, they tried to uh, deep seek, deep. They tried to sink seek by saying it's a threat and all of that stuff. But the truth of the matter is, it's just a matter that there's more competition, and our global rivals um, push every player to move faster, to think bigger, because now there are more runners on the field. Also, because it's now global, the prices are competitive and it's driving down the price. Competition always lowers the price in most cases. There's a wider adoption because the lower prices accelerate who's going to adopt the technology. Rule
Mm.
that has changed. Bigger budgets don't guarantee leadership. I like this because I like to root for the underdog.
Yes.
Yes. The old thinking is that bigger companies always win. But the new reality is that small, focused AI companies can compete with technology giants. The lesson here is that great ideas move faster than large organizations. So, and I can visualize how I see a clunky, oversized vehicle trying to compete with a Ferrari. You know what I mean? It just
Yes.
it can outrun it. Rule number three that has changed is that open models are becoming serious competition. Now, right now, we have closed models like ChatGTP, where it's controlled by the company, it's subscription based, and there's limited customization. And some of these, you cannot say, don't use my information to train your model. They don't even allow that. Okay.
Mm.
Open models are faster with innovation. They can shift quickly, change things. They don't have to have board meetings, all that wonderfulness. They can improve their communities faster. Their cost is lower and they have greater flexibility because companies are beginning to realize that sharing powerful AI models can actually accelerate innovation rather than slow it down. So they're not trying to keep it closed in, control it, and charge people for it. Rule number four that has changed is that AI is becoming what we call a commodity. Businesses now have choices instead of one AI assistant. Businesses can choose amongst dozens of powerful, specialized tools tailored to their exact needs. So that means for competition, the business gets better quality, lower prices, specialized tools, and faster improvements. Rule number five has changed. Speed beats size. As we talk about that clunky vehicle and the Ferrari, AI,
Yes.
yes. Before, because these large silicon companies control things, they decide when they were going to release stuff. And AI improved yearly with slow cycles and large teams. Dun, 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 dun. You see an elephant lumping along, and here comes the cheetah. AI improves weekly now, or even daily. They have rapid iterations and small teams, and companies that move slow risk falling behind. And I think about Silicon Valley. You know what I mean? You can't always stay at the top of the heap if you are not flexible and swift and rapid with your changes. The pace of AI development has compressed years of progress into months and months into weeks. Rule number six
Mm.
has changed. AI is becoming an operating system. AI is moving far beyond chatbots. It's now the operating system for modern businesses, powering every function from the front office to the back office. So it's handling research and coding, marketing, finance, customer support, automation, and decisions. All of that is going on within its own ecosystem, if you will. So there are going to be some winners and there are going to be some losers. And that's always what happens when competition enters the field. Companies that will win, those who learn quickly, experiment often, use multiple AI systems, those that train their employees, and build AI workflows. I love that because I'm all about training. You know,
Yes,
it pays in the end to take those few hours to train people. Companies that will struggle. Folks, oh, I don't want to do that AI. Oh, not another change. What? Oh my gosh. We just changed last week. What? We got to, those who wait too long to change and those who depend on outdated processes. We've always done
hmm
it this way. It's been working for us for 100 years. Okay. Okay. What this means for business owners. Your business doesn't need to build AI. You don't have to go out and create your own AI system. You need to learn how to use it better than your competitors.
that's
Learn
the
to use the tool.
key.
Don't go, you don't have to make the tool, but you do need to know how to use it and use it better. So
Hmm
you need to know things like which ones will save you time, which ones will give you the best results. How can I improve my customer service using it? Where can automation reduce my costs? Because it's all about overhead. It's all about profit, right? I mean, we're in
Right.
business to make profit. And new opportunities are created by AI. So, what new opportunities does AI create for my business? 5 industry shifts everyone should be aware of. AI leadership is becoming global. Open source models are reshaping competition, which is Kimmy and things like Moonshot AI. They come from OpenAI models, but what they're doing is they're actually creating an ecosystem where people can get everything they need in one place and they're not charging for it. Costs are falling while performance improves. Businesses are have more AI choices than ever. I don't have to pay you $2,000 a month. I can go over here and use this model for free.
Yes.
Why wouldn't I? The pace of innovation is accelerating. So, future AI auto, the future of AI. In the next 5 years, we can expect AI agents working together, industry specific AI assistants, which we really have now, increased global competition, which is what's happening with this Kimmy 3 and this moonshot, lower cost enterprise AI. Hey, we may now have to pay for that subscription. More personalized AI. Maybe they'll the pay for the um, AI that they've created will be paid for maybe by advertising or like we see now on what YouTube and other apps that we never saw before. Faster product
Yeah.
innovation. Yeah. So that we don't have to pay for a subscription or we have the option to go ad free. Final thought. Moonshot didn't just launch another AI model. What it did was it challenged the industry's assumptions. The biggest shift isn't that one company built another chatbot. The real story is that the AI industry is becoming more competitive, more global, faster moving, more accessible than ever before. And that means more choices, lower costs, and greater opportunities for businesses willing to embrace AI today. So here's the deal. The AI industry is changing faster than ever. Don't just watch the future, learn it, use it, and lead with it, and let it take the hassle out of your hustle. So,
Wow.
what do you guys think about this whole moonshot and Kimmy 3? Kimmy 3 is going to be is free and can be downloaded, and it is similar to Chat GTP. And that's going to be interesting as far as monetizing, because they've invested a lot of money to get these things up and running out of Silicon Valley. Yeah, friend. Mhm.
There's nothing free.
That's true. You get that's true. You need to say
So
that. That's right.
you're
You're
gonna
gonna pay
pay
with
for it some kind
time,
of
something.
you're gonna pay for it some kind of way.
Hmm. Hmm.
And my take is if it's free, what are the checks and balances? Where are you cutting costs?
What am I
to
giving
keep
up?
it-
Yeah.
What are you cutting to keep it free? Because now is there safety involved? Okay, so I don't, Dr. Todd, both of you may know about this. The uh when there's free stuff like back in the 80s and they had the open source where you can go online and download something so that
Mm-hmm.
you can do something on your computer,
Yeah.
it was a little sketchy, just say
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
It was completely free, but there were no somebody guarding the gate.
Yeah. And I
So
think this is with AI in general. Where are the
no,
gatekeepers?
well,
You know,
I
we
meant
need to be
not just
aware.
back then, and there's
Mhm.
still stuff out there. The website where you went to go download the stuff was looking a little suspect, and you're like, should I be over here?
Mm.
Because they are not investing any funds in the interface.
Mhm.
I don't know if I trust the neighborhood. Just saying.
That's real.
I
That's real.
agree. I agree. I think that whenever anything is quote free, you're not necessarily paying with money or time. You're paying with other things like your data.
Yes, your
So
information.
your
Mhm.
information, that's currency, right?
Mhm.
That is the new currency, your data. And it's interesting how some of us still don't realize that, because even though we will guard our bank accounts and guard places, our investments with our lives, basically storing them under the mattress, we like just shuffle our information out there for the high, for not even the highest bidder, for free.
Mhm.
So we have to start thinking about our information like currency.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And
Yes.
Open AI, the reason why it's named Open AI because it was open to
open
everybody.
source. Yeah.
They didn't close the doors.
Mhm.
That's how we got here in 2023. The doors were open, and so everybody, if you notice, Claude, Perplexity, everybody, it looks like Chat GPT on the interface, right? It still has a
Mhm.
little ask your question
The
here, and
prompt box. Mhm.
everything looks the same. That's because it was open to everybody to use it. Now you tweak it and do what you want to do with it. Perplexity decided they wanted to be more research. Um,
Base. Mhm.
um, they wanted to do more on the research side. Claude wanted to do whatever Claude is doing, right? So everybody took what was open and began
Mhm.
tweaking it and then offering services based on that because they were doing this already. You can create whatever it is that you wanted
Mhm.
and offer that as a service to somebody. Just like
Mhm.
you said, I I don't need to create my own planner app unless I just want to.
Mhm.
Somebody created a planner app that's close enough to what I needed to do, and I'll use that.
Okay.
And they used AI to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty good then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well then that'll work. But
Mhm.
the ones that are strictly free and nobody's
Yes.
checked, I got a
Yeah.
problem.
Mhm.
Because there are some that came over from China, and again, Dr. Tachi, you're correct. They want your data, and how did they train the model?
And both
Off
of
of
these
your
models
top.
are from China.
There you
Moonshot
go.
and Moonshot AI and Kimmy 3 AI.
Yeah, DeepSeek was also from China.
And DeepSeek,
I'm
yes.
sorry. I'm not, and it's not that it's from China. It's the fact that if it goes up real fast, there's no, uh, nothing was,
Guardrails.
no guardrails or, because they're the same ones that had, um, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting, and everybody thought it was real?
My God, today
Well,
I'm like, come on now.
I would say that that's an advanced.
Well, but what I'm saying is they didn't even think to use or get licensed to do it. They just
Well,
did it.
no, I was thinking about the quality.
Well, the quality was really good. The quality was excellent, but they just did not they didn't get no permissions, no nothing. And people were like, what is happening? It was a very good model, but
Mhm.
they didn't play by the rules. Is that what I'm looking for? I think that's the
Okay.
word. Yeah,
I didn't know the word. I think the problem is that the rules were in development.
no, but you
Were
can't
there
go
really any
and use
rules?
somebody's likeness,
Okay.
right? Is that right, Dr. Tachi? You're supposed to get some permission before you start using people's likeness, and
Mm-hmm.
your mic is, Dr. Tachi, I'm not hearing you, I don't think.
You don't, no. I'm just waiting for you to
Oh, okay,
can you
go
hear
ahead.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So you are supposed to get permission to use someone else's likeness. That could
Mm-hmm.
mean lawsuit if you do not. So, most people don't do such things. But in the world of this is the interesting thing about the world of AI, because it's the Wild West and it's so unregulated, these
Mm-hmm.
types of things have been allowed to happen because what's happening is AI trains on what's already out there. I don't
Yes.
know where people got the idea that, oh, AI is different. It's training on what already exists and remixing it. Okay. So that is exactly how it works, how it's trained. And so that means that it is taking likenesses, multiple likenesses, and putting them together. What ends up happening is sometimes the likeness is not that different from something that we can see readily. And this is where the things come up. And so now this is why all these lawsuits are cropping up against OpenAI and other AI companies because of using the likeness without permission. And at the end of the day, it's because of the money that can be made off of the likeness. Let's be clear. Nobody cares unless there's money involved with it.
Okay. There you go.
Nice.
So I'm not using the free stuff. I want somebody to have paid the security guard or something.
I love it. Pay the security guard.
I
All
got
righty, Daddy. Well, that's what I have for you today. and, and so we're gonna get from down this rabbit hole because and I understand both sides of the argument, and I agree. I love the idea of guardrails. I'm willing to pay for guardrails. I want a seatbelt in my car, all of the and a safety airbag.
Other people don't.
Somebody got to pay for that. I'm willing to pay the little extra for that.
Yes, to ensure that
Agreed.
happens. But I'm looking over here, and Dr. Tachi, you have an appointment today. So is it okay with everyone if she goes next? Are you ready, Dr. Tachi?
Is ready.
Okay.
I think I can get in and out because what I got to share ties in with Terry's story because I can get in here. And if you don't mind, okay, so I'm gonna just share screen and just go for it. And I do have history, but I'll forego history to go to piggyback on what Terralina was talking about. So
absolutely. One thing,
so, go ahead.
TJ, you're listening through your speakers? Turn them down a little bit because we're hearing feedback.
Oh, let me go out.
Okay.
All right. So I wanted you guys to ChatGPT. Terry, you mentioned how everything is changing and people are switching and hitting and doing and moving fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ChatGPT, a couple of weeks ago, they came out with voice power. I mean, they improved the voice on your ChatGPT. And so I wanted to show you this because I thought this was awesome. And then I'll show you that. Oh, let me do the one that's lackluster first. Okay. So ChatGPT has something called ChatGPT Work. I do believe it's the same thing that would be Claude Coworks.
Okay. Mhm.
So I just wanted to show people it where you now have chat and work. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can either do a regular chat and talk like you've been doing, or you can actually have it do work. Of
Mm.
course, you have to have your apps plugged into it, like your Google Drive, your calendar, your spreadsheets, and that type of thing. So I went into work and I said, I need a brochure for a marketing brochure for a property.
Mhm.
And I was astounded at what came out of that. The
Product.
yes, I was like, anyway, and I didn't do a thing. I did not go to Canva. I didn't do anything. I just said, create this. I gave it the data that I needed and said, create this, and it did it. I gave
I
it
have a question. Did you have to plug in your Canva?
no,
Okay. Cool. No graphic stuff. Okay.
no. Now I just need to find out where I put that
Is it in projects?
no, it's not in projects. I'm looking for the actual brochure.
Okay.
So anyway, what I was going to say to you is this, that it can now do the work for you.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it should be on my file.
Did you download it?
I did, and I sent it to somebody. I probably need to get it from the email that I sent. I didn't know I was going here. But anyway, it created a really gorgeous
Brochure.
And here is the brochure. So let me open it now.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, this is genius. I shall never, ever. Well, I'm not going to say never. I didn't have to touch Canva.
Well, since I'm not a Canva person,
Well, I
this
like
is a
Canva. I
winner.
like it better than some other stuff that we have. Let me share. Go here. Stop the screen share. Share the screen again. Window. This is the brochure that it created. Can you see the brochure?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It put everything in there. I just gave it the 67 pictures and said, we won't use all 67. I'm going to pick the top 10 and we'll use that. And then we're going to show the best features. And then we're going to pick the hero shots. And I didn't do anything. Normally, this would take hours.
Yes.
Wait
Not
a
to
minute.
mention
So,
hiring a photographer.
so
No,
wait a
the
minute. What
photographer
put this
gave me
together?
Say again?
What put this together?
ChatGPT work.
Work. Okay.
So she used the prompt. It did all this. Just the prompt.
Yeah, I didn't even do a real prompt. I said I need a brochure. Here are the photos. Here are the video links.
And how many photos did you upload? Or you uploaded, was 67?
I uploaded 67 photos.
But it didn't use all 67. It picked the best ones for her.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
On another note, you sell churches? Sheesh.
Yes. I'm familiar with this property.
Buildings.
I'm familiar with this property.
Commercial
Wow.
buildings.
Oh, I didn't know you did commercial buildings.
Yeah. So yeah, in California,
And
you
it's
got a
a
license
PDF,
for real
right?
estate.
It's the-
You got a license to sell commercial or residential.
I love it.
Yeah. So the point being is, I
It
didn't
did
lift
it.
a finger.
Wow. This is amazing.
ChatGPT work. I was like, what? Now you still have to feed it the right information.
Correct.
I wonder if it went and got that aerial view on its own.
No, I gave it.
It was in the 62.
I
Hold
gave
on.
it the 67. We had a photographer came out and took
Oh,
all the
okay.
pictures.
You
I
did.
gave
Okay.
it the pictures.
Okay.
I gave it the pictures. I gave it the data. I gave it everything. It's almost like making a cake. Here are
Yes.
all of the ingredients. Now you make the cake.
It's on the counter. Make it happen.
She gave to the
And so that
assistant, and the assistant made the brochure and the PDF, and all she said was, "Make this happen. Here's the raw
Wow.
materials. Make this
That is
happen."
amazing, Fran. And I have not used chat work. Go ahead.
well, you have it just came out
Oh,
earlier this week.
okay.
So you wouldn't have been able to your last week. I think TJ talked about it
Last
being
week.
rolled out.
Yeah, it came
Yeah,
out
it rolled out last week.
week.
All right. And then my last little thing here,
Yeah.
because let me go here. I love how I got to keep bouncing around here.
And chat one thing that GPT can do this now because the insurance rate was updated early this year. So
Right.
that's why you
Mhm.
see all those wonderful AI flyers on social media that people are upset about.
Are they
You ready?
really wonderful, TJ? Are they really wonderful?
No, they're not. Yeah, okay, here you go. Ladies, y'all gonna like this one. Here we
I'm
go.
making a sweater for my grandson, but I don't want the needles to be too big. What do you think?
If you go up, it's going to get kind of baggy.
Although baggy
So-
is very popular now,
It
don't
sure
you think?
is.
I know,
It
right?
is.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Today, we are announcing the all-new Chat GPT voice, powered by GPT Live 1, a full duplex conversational partner that is the most powerful voice model ever built.
Can you simplify that?
Sure can. Can you explain what a full duplex voice model is?
Yeah, imagine a normal call with a friend. You can listen and talk at the same time.
Hmm.
That's full duplex.
We are now pushing voice technology closer to how real people talk to each other, where it can follow interruptions, pauses, corrections, and the natural flow of thinking things out loud. Let me pass it to Constance to tell you more.
Go,
I'm
Constance.
planning a trip to Santorini. I want to spend a month over
cool.
there.
That sounds like an amazing trip.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, you can take a break now. Bye.
Okay, I'm here if you need me.
I know. Natural conversation is nice, but I'm more interested in whether it can think. ChatGPT voice can reason through harder problems and search the web for up-to-date information. Here, let me show you. Okay, I'm giving a lecture in 30 minutes on the history of sound.
Okay.
Okay, can you fact check my dates?
Sure.
Scott de Martinville's phonograph in 1857, Edison's tinfoil phonograph in 1865, and Berlinger's gramophone in
Hang on,
1887.
I'm gonna
I'll check those.
fast forward a little bit.
Okay,
So Edison's tin.
you know what? I knew that. I was testing you.
Nice.
That's the intelligence shift. Lavelle?
ChatGPT voice also brings that intelligence to real-time translation. SJ, will you come here? Let's pretend my friend SJ here is a rare book deal in Paris.
Oui.
Starting live translation into French now.
I like this book.
J'aime ce livre.
It's my favorite book,
C'est mon livre préféré.
but I can't pay you premium price.
Payer le prix fort parce que le livre est tout annoté.
Tell her 30 and we have a deal.
Et on conclut.
Oh, bon, madame, bon.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
The new Chat GPT voice listens while it speaks, is smarter than ever, and it knows when to jump in or get out of the way.
Cut.
Thank God I'm starving.
I love it because I love that they used older people in it, because that's the age group that's most resistant to AI. I love they did with them instead of people. Also, another thing they didn't mention, she was using the phone. It's also on your desktop app. You can do the voice on the
So-
desktop app, not the browser.
I love that commercial. I think it was just really cute.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I was like, okay, and all of them, you can tell they were tech divas.
Yeah, that they've been using that phone.
No, I don't even mean the phone. They have been using tech for a while. I'm like, oh, hold on a minute.
But see, that ties in with what on Tuesday ran about the
TJ, your voice is going in and out. Am I the only one that's hearing that?
No, it is. Yeah, your mic is breaking up, and there's a little
now
delay.
You're muted.
So, well, TJ is.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could hear you. You were breaking up, but it sounds like it's consistent
Oh, I
now.
don't know what's. It could be the cord on my mic. I might have to replace it.
No,
Is
you're
it good
okay
now?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. Because I was saying Tuesday we were talking about moving away from typing prompts to having like natural language conversation with your AI tool. So this is rolling into it. It just they've always had voice. They just made it smoother, like talking to a real person. And we talked about that Tuesday about talking to a real person and treating AI like your coach, your mentor, the person that you're talking to and trying to get answers. So this rolls into it.
So I started playing with the voice because me and TJ we like the Asian dramas and kung fu movies.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try this live language with that because I want to, instead of me watching the captions, I want to hear what you're saying. And I said, can you interpret that? Oh yeah. I had to get close. I had to be close enough to the audio, but it interpreted what I was watching. I was like,
I love it.
This is a game changer. Now I can learn.
Really, I watch a lot of French mysteries, and I got to sit there and read the captions. We got to talk about this.
I was like, woo, because everybody else has live translation, like on my glasses and stuff. But I was like, this ain't working because you have to upload. The language has to be in your glasses already. So right now there's only Spanish and English or Spanish and French. I'm like, that's not helpful. But with this, it was Mandarin, Korean, whatever I was listening to, it was able to translate.
Find it and translate.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, Dr. Tachi, I'm gonna let you have the floor now. I'm sorry. But I was like,
yeah, no worries. I loved that. Fantastic.
Oh, goodness.
It is. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through what I have. Lots going on in the world of media. I'm sure you all have heard about the updates at ESPN. And by updates, I mean layoffs. And this is, so the world of media has a lot of layoffs going on. This is not necessarily a new thing, but we've gotten a lot lately because of the consolidation of media. And whenever you have consolidation of media companies, there's duplication of jobs on all the sides. And so what they do is it's inevitable they will get rid of them. So ESPN is facing more and more changes. And this is actually indicative of how dramatically and quickly the sports media landscape is evolving. So in case you didn't hear, for everyone out there, they announced a significant round of layoffs just Tuesday, and they parted ways with several of the network's most recognizable personalities, which is, interesting because when you hear layoffs, you don't often hear talent being let go. But yes, this time it is. And the list is continuing to be updated. Let me give you some of them. If you're not a sports person, like I'm not a sports person, some of these names won't mean anything to you. But if you are, here we go. NFL analyst Ryan Clark, longtime baseball broadcaster Carl Revick, former NFL MVP Cam Newton. And you'll probably know Cam Newton's name because he has that wildly popular Red Pill Bro podcast. with nonsense. Anyway, veteran sportscaster or Sports Center anchor David Lloyd, injury analyst Stefania Bell, NFL analyst Charles Davis, NFL analyst Bart Scott, NFL insider Tom Pelissero, combat sports reporter Andreas Hale, and staff writer Dan Hajducky. Now, again, I'm only really familiar with Cam Newton popularly, but that shows you these are all people that are talent mostly, and that doesn't mean there's not other people besides talent. There certainly is, but this is the first time that you really hear lots of talent going because of the reorganization at these places. So, as I said, it's going across multiple departments and generations of ESPN talent. So it's not just like the first fired. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
People who came in for last are going to be let go first, right? So it's also people that have been longtime fixtures who spent decades in Bristol, Connecticut, to newer personalities who only just recently signed contracts. So this came just months after Disney finalized the deal that gave the NFL 10% ownership stake in ESPN in exchange for NFL Network, NFL Fantasy, and distribution rights to NFL Red Zone. So that agreement actually strengthened ESPN's position as our most dominant sports media company in the US, but it also, as I told you, created overlap between ESPN and NFL Network. So that forced the executives to say, all right, what duplicate roles do we need to get rid of throughout both organizations? And that's exactly why this is happening. So let me give you really quickly what the ESPN chairman, Jimmy Pitaro, said about this. Over the past several months, we've made significant progress integrating the NFL assets we acquired into ESPN. Throughout this process, we have taken the time to carefully evaluate our collective teams, resources, and organizational structure to best position us for the future. Now, one thing that has really controversial about this. So Ryan Clark was one of the most surprising departures. Now, this happened while he was on the air. So he was appearing on NFL Live Monday, and they went to break, and he just didn't come back. So they let him go while he was on the air. So he didn't even have a chance to come back. I'm like, who does that? Karma is waiting for you. God does not like ugly. So my thing is, at least let him finish the show. But no, it was like in the middle of the show, and they let him go.
So security just walked him out in the middle of the show.
Get your cardboard box, collect your things, and get out.
I'm sorry, but that says a lot. That says a lot.
It says how they don't give a damn about anybody.
It says a lot.
It says a lot. So this is what we have to think about. And I keep saying this in the world of the media landscape. If they could do this to the people that are making them money, the people that are highly visible, what does that say about you as a viewer? They don't care.
They don't care. And there's an underlying agenda with media. We all know what it is. I'm not going to call that dude's name, but he is doing this in all of places of media, mass media. But thank goodness there's YouTube, Substack. You can start a podcast. You can do what you want. And I know Ryan Clark has one with a couple of other sports people. So he can just lean into that and take his audience with him. So no worries.
Thank you. The stupidest thing that mainstream media outlets are doing right now is stupid stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I do understand, fine. You bought something, you acquired something. What you're trying to do is make things lean and get rid of duplication. Okay. But what you don't realize is you are not the only game in town.
No,
you don't have to go to you at all.
Not at all. And more people are waking up to that fact. And I love it. I love that. I mean, I hate that they did this to him and the matter that they did, because they could have let him finish the show. They could have. That's what I'm saying.
That's just tacky.
It's very tacky.
Okay, that's more than tacky. I have
it's more than tacky. Yeah.
I have a take that may be a little different of a take, because you mentioned that ESPN and the NFL has a 10% stake in it.
Correct.
How is this going to be fair
It's not.
with the NFL owning part of ESPN? So like what happens to Sunday Night Football on Peacock or whoever, and CBS football and all of that. I was like, how do y'all own part of ESPN?
So fair and illegal are not always the same thing.
Oh, okay.
If it's not illegal, it doesn't matter whether or not it's fair. No, it doesn't seem like it's fair that the very entity that you are displaying has an ownership stake. It seems like there's huge conflict of interest there. But if it's not illegal, to my knowledge, it's not. To them, it's
okay.
fair.
Well, here's the deal: you only own the broadcasting rights. You don't own the NFL, but you also own the betting app.
And but the NFL owns part of ESPN, so
and part of the boning app, the betting app. So now, do I drop the ball because in the second quarter they're betting on how many times I carry the ball, and I got a bet going?
You know what? And that is all very relevant. It all makes sense. As I said, to my knowledge right now, it is not illegal. So we have concerns ethically. So ethical concerns are different from legal concerns.
Okay.
But because we're ethical individuals, we're ethical human beings. These people are not. I think we should know by now that ethics has gone out the window when it comes to companies in general, but media now specifically. So yes, I'm so sorry for everybody who is looking at the ethical aspect of this. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's not illegal.
I mean, I kind of and I agree with you, and I kind of see, because I always look at things on social media, and media is a cultural undertone that is the lifeblood of these things being popular. And I was just thinking about Stuart Scott, ESPN in the 90s. It wasn't a thing with ESPN wasn't a thing with a certain culture until he came on the scene and did a new kind of broadcast. And I remember reading about him that ESPN was very like staid, bankish, very suit and tie, and he came along in the 90s and changed the format to what culture was doing at the time. Because remember, MTV and all that and the rise of it. So he kind of brought an MTV style to his show, and he got a lot of pushback from the powers that be at ESPN at the time, but it worked.
Yeah, it did.
It worked. So ESPN and media companies like that, they don't understand that there's a cultural undertone that now you've messed with. You've messed with getting rid of these people that you got rid of. And I'm not saying it's racial or anything. I'm just saying that the cultural part of it, because they had the pulse of culture, bringing it to the show. I don't watch it. I saw a clip of Ryan Clark talking to some dude, and he was talking about football, and he told the man, well, that's a non-player stance or something. And I was like, well, what was wrong with that? He was telling the person who wasn't an NFL player or a football player, your take is a non-player stance. And they're saying that was a part of why they got rid of him and all kind of stuff. I was like, but he's a football player.
Well, what we have to remember also about ESPN, which is the parent company is Disney, right? We have to look at all of these companies are also publicly traded, and a lot of the decisions are being made by people that are not.
Yes,
football players that don't know the sport.
Agreed.
Most of the decisions in media are being made by people who don't really understand media per se.
Right.
This is nothing new.
Right.
So yeah, man, I don't know.
But from what I'm understanding, I don't watch ESPN a lot. I just see clips and stuff. And what I understand, the show is commentary about the game of football or whatever's going on. You have somebody like Ryan Clark on because they played the game versus somebody who watched it, never coached it, never played, and they haven't. Their opinion is better than somebody who actually played the game. And Fred has some good comments over there.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred. I'm gonna start up here. He says all this firing, sports entertainment drama, all this drama is keeping ESPN in the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said
Yeah.
ESPN will get highlights first, like they once did, just because of
the NFL. Okay,
right, because of
Mhm.
and then he said it's sterile news.
Yes, it was sterile before Stuart Scott came on the scene. It was
Yeah.
that kind of sterile sports. This is, whatever stuff. Who's I'm thinking about ABC Sports. The way I remember football as a kid, the way they used to call the game, it was very sterile, like Fred is saying. But then MTV came, the culture changed, and then people like Stuart Scott came and changed the game.
Right.
Right.
And he said Ryan Clark's comment wasn't anything many people
Yeah,
had said
I didn't see any issue with, and he said it. He said respectfully before he said it, because he thought you could see his thoughts. Like, okay, I'm about to get into something. He said respectfully, your opinion is a non-player, whatever stance or whatever. And the other person got mad. I was like, I see this blowing up, and it's not. And like Fred said, it's not anything that anybody has ever said. So that's why we were confused. Like, what are you talking about? He didn't race. They're calling it race baiting. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's the whole thing is an excuse for something bigger. They wanted to let him go anyway.
Yeah,
they're looking to lean things up anyway. Any excuse they can find as to why, they will. Or any excuse that the other branches on to, they're like, okay.
The undercurrent from that guy who's doing every, not even sports, CBS, ABC, in mass media, that guy, there's an undercurrent of what you're saying. You're right, Dr. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Fred said you have to think about this. Stephen A. is a shock personality. Ryan Clark is not.
That's another. Thank you, Fred. That Stephen A. Smith is a certain kind of commentator who's doing the bidding of what those people want, and Ryan Clark is not doing the bidding.
Exactly. Stephen A. Smith tap dances with chicken wings.
Thank you.
Tap dances with chicken wings and watermelon. And they love it.
Yeah, because he's with that agenda. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my gosh,
out for self. I mean, if you can't tell, I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was really
who is?
Well, now I'm trying to understand, how did he go from doing sports into politics? I'm like, dude,
it's an agenda that
they
want
to
push. It's the halo effect. It's taking advantage of the halo effect. And the halo effect
I'm not listening to you on either front.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the halo effect is where you assume that somebody is knowledgeable in in one area because they're not knowledgeable in another. So because he's very popular and he knows sports and he seems to sound intelligent when he speaks about it, the mind automatically goes to he's probably intelligent about other things as well.
Right.
Now, this is not everybody, because I
think I've been on some dates like that, but go ahead.
My Lord. Okay. No, exactly. Right. So that's where all of this is coming from. And why that's the thing. The second aspect of this is Stephen A. Smith is willing to play the game because he's about self-preservation. So if that means I have to shuffle and tap dance with chicken wings, I'm going to do that because I don't care about integrity when it comes to these types of things. Only work with people who lack integrity. And in my opinion, from what he has displayed, he lacks integrity.
Yes, so, he only cares about the money. He doesn't care about the culture or the community or the society. And also Stephen A. Smith, he back where he started, he's another one that got the ear of the culture or the streets or however you want to say it. That's why they latched on to him, because they were like, well, you got the ear, so now we want you to carry our agenda the way that you do it because it's going to reach that group. But it's backfired.
It is, because we can't stand him now.
No, can't stand him at all.
No, Fred said most of the people that they highlight are loud and dramatic.
Like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
I don't want to emasculate anybody. That's not what I'm here to do. But he is drama queenish, and I'm not saying that to emasculate or, but that's he behaves that way. And a
And he
drama
knows
queen
what he's
can be a
doing.
man or a woman. So that's exactly the way he behaves. So that's what's happening at ESPN. I will, if I am finished by the time before you guys are done, I will come back and finish my stories after TJ.
Okay.
Yeah, I will try and do that. But for now, I'm going to head to my appointment.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank you,
Daddy.
Dr.
Thank
Chachi.
you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Can I before I start, I want to like continue that thread because the culture part of it, that's what I talk a lot. I don't know if you noticed, I've talked a lot about how culture influences social media because it's the undercurrent of why things are popular and why things go viral and why viral things or what other groups do comes from a certain group. And I'm going to say the culture of Black youth. There's no way else for me to say it. I'm not, okay, black, white, this. I'm just saying it comes from the blood, the pulse of what Black youth, Gen Z, Gen Alpha are doing. It's always been that way. Even you can look at any other culture. You can look at rap culture. When it came out, it was denigrated. Then it was adapted by media, and now
mainstreamed.
I can't count how many times I see a commercial or I see something on. I was flabbergasted this week because I heard some TikTok video or Instagram video, and they were using the song by the Ghetto Boys, and I was like, "What? That's a drug something song from a Houston rapper way back a few years ago." So they are co-opting the culture.
Yeah, that you're absolutely right, TJ, because my husband and I, we were watching a basketball game and it was halftime and they were playing this song. And I'm like, y'all do not hear the words to this song?
Do you not know what that song is about? And
No,
it's not just though, it's several songs. They just co-opted.
Right, but what I'm saying, it was literally talking about drugs and guns. And I'm like, how is this playing in an NBA arena and y'all do not understand?
It's
You don't hear
because
it.
they co-opt the culture, and it's because like I think Dr. Tati said, because of money, because of revenue, money, greed, love of money. They don't care anymore. It's
And
like
so,
instead of creating stuff, they're co-opting a culture who's and I look at this as because I see people on Gen Z and everything online talking about Black teenagers do this on TikTok and it gets stolen. I'm like, okay, that's right. Be upset, but look at the other part of it, that everything's originated from you guys. And I'm looking back, way back. There was the girl that did the she did something on Twitter and it became this big thing. The same, all the little sayings that we say, like FOMO, and I forgot what she did, but she did something and it just blew up. It's because they just get together and talk and have their culture. They're just being teenagers are just being themselves, but it's being used. It gets to Saturday Night Live. It gets to the commercials. Oreo, Coca-Cola, Nike, whoever uses it because they are listening.
yep.
From social media now. They couldn't listen. They couldn't listen before if they were on the street because it was street culture. It was kids hanging out. I'm not saying
Yeah.
street like bad. I'm saying street like urban. She gave
Fred
away
Sanford gave away all
all
the
the
black
black
codes.
codes. Yeah, so it's a thing, and I look at it as a positive because it's creativity from a culture that will continue to create. Because I can look at it, you can go back decades. You can look at the 70s, you can look at the 80s, you can look at the 90s. All of the things that happen culturally that get co-opted by mainstream media comes from teenage culture. And
Right.
I'm going to say Black teenage culture. I have to call it like I see it, that because it comes from that group and it gets spread to the other cultural groups because they pay attention to what Black teens are doing.
So, is this why we have K-pop? And because it is, I was like, oh, okay, wait a
Yes.
minute.
Yes, and
because
I'm really going. You if you don't like Michael Jackson, get ready. K-pop is Michael Jackson's baby.
it's all
He's
day
the
long.
granddaddy of K-pop,
K-pop.
C-pop, Asian pop, whatever you want to call it.
Yep,
Michael
Michael
Jackson is
Jackson
the
is it.
granddaddy of that. Okay. When I see those I see all those Korean groups or this group. I see Michael Jackson, in the way they look and the way they dress. Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Yep.
It's undeniable. So that's how I know that the undercurrent of culture from the black teenagers, what they do naturally, because they're the ones that create the things that happen, and it flows because the other groups are co-opting and copying and using. But I say to the teenagers, don't get mad, keep doing what you're doing, because you're always creating things, and social media picks it up, and then it gets into brands and businesses
Right.
wanting to do
Like when they roll their eyes at boomers.
it.
That is so boomer. You know what I mean? They just
Yes, all the sayings, every saying, all of those sayings originate from black teenage culture, from them hanging out together, whether it's on the street or Snapchat or Instagram or wherever they like to congregate. It comes from them. And it was a closed system before social media. Now social media has exposed it to everyone.
Fred said one day people will realize once you put it out there, it's everybody's.
Agreed. But see, where does it originate? The originator.
Yeah, it started
black
somewhere.
teen culture. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that, because it's like, but what I see a lot of is a moaning and groaning from that culture of they're stealing our stuff. I think, baby, they always been stealing our stuff. It's just worldwide and connected now because of technology and social media. But they've always stole our stuff from day one. 1619. Let's go back. You want to take it back. History is a good indicator of stuff. That's why I love history. I love looking at culture and all of those things. It's all connected. But I tell the black teenage culture, keep doing what you're doing, because you are the original creators of the things that flow.
Right. It says it doesn't. Fred says it doesn't matter. Originator will never get the benefit or the praise.
Okay. I thank you for saying that. But it's not about the praise. It's not about the benefit. Now we're in a system where, getting back to the Ryan Clark story, because he has his own podcast and he's going to continue to do things media-wise, that now we have the opportunity where there's no gatekeeping. I can make my own media company. I can make my own whatever. There's lots of free platforms where I can say what I need to say. And think about Pied Piper. I always say Pied Piper. That one Pied Piper is going to play the tune, make the creativity, and all of the people that want to follow will follow. Not everyone.
Right.
You need to stop thinking about, oh, we need to win an Oscar, or we need to win a Grammy, or we need everybody to like us. Nope. We don't need that. You just need a core group of fans. And that is your core group of fans. And then, because the way culture and society works, people will pay attention. Well, what's going on over there? Why everybody following that person? And then they come. So it kind of snowballs, the avalanche effect. So that's what I'm saying.
Right. Fred says acknowledgement, but if you created something, what do you want? Benefit, praise, or acknowledgement? You may not ever.
That's all external.
You may not ever.
We're in a culture now where the opportunity to make, and if you want to make money, let's talk about it. If you want to make money, the opportunity is there. You have to pick up the pieces and put that puzzle together. Before the internet, before social media, how were you going to be able to do things? There were gatekeepers. You had to go to a bank to get a loan. You had to go here. You had to get permission. You had to do this. You had to do that. I want to broadcast something to everybody. Well, I got to go to NBC and ask them to put this story out. Don't got to do that no more. We don't have to do that.
Right. Because in the record companies, you had to have a label. The record company had to promote your records and put you out as a new artist. And now I can go in there and put my stuff out, which I have done
And I'm
on
right.
distro.
And I'm
I
not
go
saying
on
that you
distro
stay.
and put my
See,
own stuff
here's
up.
the thought that you stay small like that. What did we say Tuesday, friend? Tiny is better. We were talking about
Yep,
tiny
tiny
versus
is
big.
better. Let
We
me
were
look at my
saying that
notes.
tiny is the new big now. Why?
Yes.
Because of the snowball effect. Stop
Yep.
wanting to go. Don't stop thinking I got to go viral. No, I got to connect with a core group of people that's going to hang. Pie. They're going to hang with me. That dude, hey, played the tune, drove the rats. We love that man because he took. Hey, I got all the rats. All the rats.
Right, because Michael Jackson has a following, and his was global.
Do
Just
you see
Mhm.
what did
Yes.
the Michael Bay movie does? What is it, like a billion now? Over a billion? It is the most successful biopic in the history of the world, and it has to do
Wow.
with Michael Jackson and his
I had no idea.
yep.
Fred has some comments. Yeah, it's over a billion. It's like the number one.
It is. Does copyright kick in regards to content creation the same as copyright in writing a book?
So let's talk about a little bit. I'm sorry. Can we get off? Can we talk about this a little bit?
Yeah,
'Cause I feel like,
go for it, TJ. I'm good.
see, here's the thing about, because we're talking about ownership.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you you've created things and you publish them on the internet, that is your copyright, so to speak. Because I've heard if you start a website and you publish blog posts, you're put that when you hit publish, that's your copyright stamp. Now, legal, there's some other legal things in there. I mean, you need to talk to a lawyer, whatever. But if it gets back to, well, who has provenance, who has ownership, it's you, because you're the first one that click publish on the button on the device, and it traced back to you. Now we're talking about copyright as in someone copies me, what do? I see that a lot online. People go, well, this person stole my webinar, my ebook, my post. They're even stealing pictures now. I saw something online a week ago. One of the content creators was saying this person took my picture and AI themselves into the picture. So instead of her face, it was another influencer. How do you stop that? You don't. You don't. But what you do is you make content that is so unique to you that other people call that out. I've seen that also, that they've gone after content creators and said, oh, that person stole so and so's content because they recognize the pattern of it. So instead of that person go, and I'm seeing people go, well, help me report so and so because they've stolen my content. And because they have a community that recognizes them as a pattern, like this is so and so style of making content or saying something, they all en masse hit the report button, and then the platform has to do something because it's not one voice, it's many voices.
Oh.
So the AI recognizes, wait a minute, it's not one complaint, it's like 1,000. Something's going on here, gets flagged to a human person. And then the human person says, oh, what's it? And then I've seen this happen with people's Facebook groups. I've seen this happen with other people's things where AI determines that, okay, this is true or not based on the amount of swarms of reports and swarms of messages that come in and say, hey, this person's group or this person's post or this person's profile is being co-opted by somebody else.
Right,
That's how it works.
That's because it allows you to report. Because somebody had me selling something, I was like, no, I am not selling you anything.
Right.
And so you can report that this is being impersonated, and they will do something about it.
Right.
And
see, it's
shut
not
it
going to
down
be
or
perfect.
whatever.
It's not going to work perfectly.
No.
But see, the thing is, I'm going to say to that, I get back to what I say about the Black teenage culture. Keep making your stuff, because they're the factory where everything is coming out of. And it can't be duplicated or replicated from them, because Oh, you're going to duplicate that? Well, I got a million ideas in my head. I'm just going to put them out. Because
Right,
that's what
because
they do. That's what that culture does. They just go, oh, what did they have? 6, 7? They were saying something 6, 7, and people are like, what the hell is that? They come out with the things. And it's one after one after one after one. So who's creating it? I always look at the root of who's creating it. Well, it's not this culture's teenagers because they're copying it from the other culture. Well, who's the root? Black teens. Culturally, it's the truth. You can Google it, look up it, whatever you want. It comes from, and it's not just this generation. Go back to the 70s.
it's always been there, like Miles Davis, all of the
go back to the 50s. Go back to the
40s and keep rolling, because people didn't want to come up with their own stuff, so they're gonna just plagiarize on somebody else's
you
stuff.
can look at it if you take it back decades. You look at it in music. It's been well documented. I'm not making this up. Just go back and look. Where did the music come from, and who co-opted it and changed it to make it theirs? Who was the root?
Yep.
Elvis made this song. What did he make the song? Jailhouse Rock or something he made, or something he did. But Big Mama, is it Big Mama Thornton? Was the first one. She did that. He saw it and said, "Hey, I can present it to my."
So he did a cover.
He did a cover. Something. I'm not getting the facts right. I just know that I think it's Big Mama Thornton was, or Rosetta Thorpe. Is it Big Mama Thornton or Rosetta Thorpe or somebody, some black woman with a guitar? I just know that. I've got a picture in my head. We have to Google it. But she was the one that did the song or the style or whatever, and he saw it.
And that's like with Chuck Berry and everybody else.
Yes.
Come on now.
Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis. Little Richard used to talk about this all the time when he was alive, how they stole from him. It's been documented, so I'm not making this up. It comes from Black culture. Who's the originator? I always look at who's the root, who's the originator. And what I tell them is to not despair. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making the music. Keep doing the things. Keep doing the TikToks. Keep doing. And Fred, okay, thank you. Fred got stuff going on. Thank you, Fred. Fred got some comments popping up while I'm talking.
Yeah, Fred says the trend is where the impersonator blocks the originator, and then the originator can't report.
Okay, so the originator is the originator, the creator.
Right.
It's something different. Oh, you want to copy me? Copy this. Copy. Keep them dancing. Keep them dancing. I got a million of them. Keep coming. Like Jay-Z, I got a million. He got a million rhymes. They're all in his head. Copy this. I got another one. Copy this. I changed my style. And Madonna did it all the time. Madonna changed her style.
And she got something else coming out now. Just saying. And he said there's a black guy who cuts 2 to 3 songs. Elvis not only covered but sung like him.
Yes, I know who you're talking about, Fred. I'm trying to remember. Yes, his
Otis
style,
Blackwell.
Elvis style. Yes,
Otis Blackwell.
I discovered that recently too. He's right. He's right about that. So musically, you can look at it. Beyonce doing a great thing with her Act 1 and 2, where she's actually teaching people about the history of rock and roll and jazz and country music. That's what her country album was about. It was about the roots. Where did country music come from the way it's presented today? That's why she presented all the artists that she did that nobody ever heard of. Because she's teaching it. What's the originator of this, that, and the other? Go back. I think I saw that, Fred. I think I saw that clip. He's saying Otis was on David Letterman. Yeah. Because
whites were stunned.
I think I saw that
when they played the songs.
And see, here's the thing: we can get upset about what Otis never got his due, but he's getting it now.
Yep. Isn't that like the artists of old
visual artists, Picasso, or I'm trying to think, whoever it was did not get their just desserts when they were alive. It only came 100 years after their death, where their paintings are now $50 million. But when they were making the art, they were starving. That's where the
Yep.
term starving artist came from. I think Van Gogh was like that also. Van Gogh wasn't a rich person. He was just a little poor dude in France having to survive with his brother to help him eat and live. Picasso's another one. There's all these people that create. That's what I'm getting back to it. So it's create, do it. Now we got the opportunity to put a YouTube video, to make a Substack, to come on StreamYard, to come on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to go. There's people that want it.
And you can create your own music too.
Yes. Is it Suno that you use? Suno and other tools
and my music is out there on Spotify, Apple, all of it. I was like, oh, this is genius. Okay.
So when I hear stories about like Ryan Clark, because I knew a little bit about him. I knew he had some podcast with two other men, and I didn't follow it, but I knew about the pivot. And then I heard this story. I wasn't really upset. I was like, well, Ryan is about to blow up, and they don't know what they did. They released him into the wild, and now he can
take off.
He can flourish, and
he's not under contract.
He can start a media. And depending on what was signed in the ESPN contract, but we'll see, because they did the same thing to who's the guy's show that just ended?
Lemon, John.
The comedian on CBS. His show just ended, and I think he probably has a waiting period.
Stephen Colbert.
He has a waiting period. I'm pretty sure.
Because because of a non-compete or something.
It's usually like a year. If you're smart, you say it may be a year. So give him a year. His people aren't going anywhere. They're patiently waiting. That's what I mean about culture and having a community that's so invested in you that they will wait. Same thing with Beyonce. People are waiting for her. It's been a year or 2 years. They're waiting for Actory, and they're going to patiently wait. And when she releases it, it's going to be like nothing ever happened. Like there was no delay.
No delay.
Fred said the Dr. Pepper girl got support for social media, but the guy who mixed it made it.
Oh, the song you're talking about, the lady that made the little clip on TikTok of the song.
Yeah, he never got
jingle.
His fair share. Her jingle was flat. He mixed it and bam, it took off.
Right, because she was just singing it like, whatever, and it was mixed and everything. But see, here's the thing. If she wants to, she can sue, because when she made the video, that's the root of it. She can, I haven't investigated in a while.
She can prove that in court.
She can get a lawyer and prove it in court that Dr. Pepper and who is it, PepsiCo, whatever company, whatever corporation that makes Dr. Pepsi and made the commercial, and they didn't get her authorization to use it, then she got rights.
And he said she got paid by Dr. Pepper.
Oh, she got paid. Okay. So then, depending on whatever paperwork she signed, that's the deal that she gets.
Yes.
But that's how it goes. Look at what people are sending you to sign when you're doing brand deals. If they want if you see in perpetuity, no. But see, here's how they get you. And this goes back to the music industry. I'm thinking about groups like TLC and stuff, that when they come out, they're so eager. The young girls, they're so eager to be signed that they sign their rights away. And now here it is years later, they go, we don't make a dime from them albums. Multi-million-dollar albums, we make pennies because of the deals they signed when they were young, because they're afraid of, if we don't sign, we're not going to be big. But when you have the creative talent, it doesn't matter, because that will grow. Piper, it will grow. Okay, Fred has some more. Thank you, Fred. So this is just in me, when I see things like that, I'm like,
oh, they used it in an NCAA
the Dr. Pepper jingle, or her?
Probably the jingle.
Yeah, okay.
If you see, she has not done another one, because as the originator, it was not there. I want to know about the musicians who launched it. Okay. She was on one of the talk shows and tried to present something, and the audience went
Because
flat.
see, you're trying. This is the part where it doesn't work. You're trying to make virality. When you don't make virality, it happens naturally.
Right.
It occurs naturally.
Yeah,
But
you
she's
can't
trying to
make
make it.
something go.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Unless you are like somebody that writes songs. You just like Michael Jackson just wrote pieces of paper. He was like, okay, and the other lady, Saida Garrett, that did his Man in the Mirror, she talked about that process, how she just wrote things down that she heard, and then when Quincy Jones came to her and said, I need a song for Michael Jackson, what you got? She was like, she went to her book and said, boom, 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 here's the song. Man,
Wow.
And I thought Michael had wrote that, and
no,
he didn't.
Saida wrote that.
Yeah.
She was on a podcast recently. She explained that she had a notebook and she would just write things down.
Yes,
that's what I mean about being the originator and the creativity versus this girl who just happened to say something that caught.
Right.
Versus somebody like Saida who is the creator. She writes things down.
Right. So we never knew that Saida, unless you read the
notes and
the cover, album cover or something, you would not have known that she.
If you look at Spotify, it's there. Michael wrote a lot of his stuff, but he also accepted some things from other artists. Like Thriller was written by Rod Templeton.
Yeah.
Not by him.
So there was a lot of because the performance but the performance would have not been without the writer.
Right. Yes. But Michael didn't write the song Thriller. There was Rod Templeton, who he's passed on. He's written a lot of songs for a lot of groups, big songs.
Yeah.
But people think Michael wrote all of his stuff. He wrote the majority of his stuff.
Right.
But Quincy was there to say, hey, let's get a Saida Garrett, or he would, the artists, they say here to songwriters, give me your best stuff, and whoever submits and it fits gets in.
Yeah.
And then the artist kind of adds a something to it, and then they put their name on it, which there's nothing wrong with that. But,
okay, so remember the song Whitney Houston did, I'll Always Love You?
That's a Dolly Parton song.
Exactly. Dolly.
She wrote it years ago and sung it herself years ago.
But it didn't take off until Whitney sang it.
Now, if you're a Dolly Parton fan, you knew all of that because you're a Dolly Parton fan. But when they made The Bodyguard, they were like, oh, we need a love song in here. What you got? Well, I heard this Dolly Parton did this song years ago. Can we ask Dolly Parton? And Dolly's like, sure. Because Dolly says that I read a quote, says she smiles or laughs every time she hears that song because she gets a check.
What?
She gets a check, several checks, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's her song. She was like, she's very generous about it. She's very blessed and grateful to Whitney for making the second wind of it. But she did that song. So there's a lot of things going on about being a creator of stuff that we're in a good place now where you have to let go of, okay, you have to let it go and let it fly. And if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't cry over it. Go back to the drawing board. Like Saida Garrett, she carries that notebook and wrote things down. She just wrote little bits of this and that. And Quincy came, the opportunity presented itself to make a song for Michael Jackson, and she knew where to go. Her source of creativity was her notebook, that she had been writing things down, not knowing it was going to be the biggest thing in her life.
And see, that's the thing about the content, and you talked about this on a Tuesday. Just put the content out there because it's valuable to somebody, and it may not go viral, but it will benefit the people who need to hear it or see it. Just put it out there anyway. Not try and make it go viral. Just put it out
like
there.
The Dr. Pepper lady. She didn't do that little do whatever jingle she said in TikTok to say, oh, Dr. Pepper's going to pick this up. She just did it. It happened, lightning striking, and then she was like, oh, let me manufacture the process. And it's like, no, you can't do that. You just kind of have to either take a one and done, do a Milli Vanilli, you one and done, and move on, or you just give into the process. That's what I mean about not crying over it didn't work. Keep going. Same thing with content. Just put it out. Put it out. It may work, it may not. And Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this a lot. He says sometimes his content does not hit. Sometimes his content go flat. He doesn't cry. He keeps making content.
Right. Fred said, I don't think people thought Whitney and others like Luther
No.
wrote their songs.
No, yeah, a lot of people knew that.
Luther's biggest hits were
covers. Yes, because Luther was a jingle singer and a background for a lot of famous people.
And it says many songs in the industry will not be seen as hits. Hitting Billboard was going viral. Yeah, right. The Billboard top 10 was viral.
Right, being number one on Billboard or the top 10.
Mm-hmm. Right, or Gregory Abbott, Shake You Down is still making money.
I love, Fred, you're bringing the good stuff. See, that's somebody that wrote a song that was like, when the record company was going to put it out, they were like, we don't want to put it out because it didn't fit what was the music popularity at the time. But if you are a songwriter and you know what you're talking about, you put it out and it continues to resonate with a group.
Yeah.
See, you just got to make it. You got to do it. So all right, so I'm done because we could talk about this for a long time. But just the fact that, okay, people are stealing stuff. People are getting rid of things. The administration is trying to change our media, but he's not successful at it because we've got independent media. Look at Don Lemon. Don Lemon is just flourishing and thriving and got kicked out by CNN. Look at him now. Joy Reid, another one. She got her own thing going. So
I don't, does anybody, I guess somebody watches CNN, but not, I'm not over there.
It's declining. CNN, and they know it. The mass media knows their ratings are declining. They're siphoning off viewers. That's why I said this ESPN thing was the biggest blunder ever. Because that Ryan Clark has a community.
Yep.
Who watched him for a reason. And now they're going to go where he goes.
Yes. Right.
So, and ESPN was, like Fred said, sterile before Stuart. This is Stuart Scott Stewart. I keep getting his name mixed up.
Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott. He came along and they just fought him on the style that but he knew that was the culture of the 90s. That's what's happening was hip hop culture. And he was just being himself. So again,
West said they're drowning in dry bacon by offering cheap subscriptions. I will not subscribe to CNN.
No, CNN knows it. Scott brought the yes. He brought the flavor. He brought the flavor. So, ESPN, good luck to you.
I ain't watching none of the other ones either.
Who's subscribing to cable anyway?
Who is watching? Who watches all of that when you can go the news? Like you said, TJ, the news will find you. You'll find a story that you are interested in. It pops up on your threads or Instagram or something, but you're not specifically, I'm going to go to CNN and see what's happening.
No, nobody does that. And the thing about the ESPN, I'm like, who's your audience? Are you it's older? Then that's what you're going to keep if you get rid of people like Ryan Clark, Cam Newton. You might not like Cam Newton, but he's getting attention by wearing those hats and saying the things that he's saying.
Cam is Johnny Depp or Captain. Who was it? What is Captain? What is his name?
Johnny Depp. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he's the Jack Sparrow. I was
Cam
like,
Newton,
dude.
He's saying things on his little podcast that I've seen on social media that people just running with, and I'm like, that's something. That's something you want to do. So
he is Captain Jack Sparrow. I was like, dude.
ESPN. Thank you, Fred. Fred has some great comments.
He said, Fred. Many still do and are ignorant. Mm-hmm. And he said, ESPN had the better presentation of sports, but in today's market, they
had something, but it's different now. Media consumption is different, and you have to thank Gen Z for that.
Right. And Cam Newton is the banana guy. They hung.
Curious George. Oh yeah, the man in the yellow hat.
Yes.
Cam Newton is something. He's a unique individual, and
Yeah, he is. I was
unique
like,
will win.
okay.
Unique always wins.
Yeah,
It may
he's
not be.
himself.
It may not be huge. It may not be mass media, but he's unique and he has something, and he's making culturally things happen. I've seen it where he said something. He made up some word, and the internet ran with it.
Yep.
So, all right. Hey, Tim Gillette is here.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Tim in the house.
Yeah. Say hello, ladies. Hello.
Fred said, now the more respected show on ESPN is PTI, pardon the interruption. Two old guys and steady winning Emmys untouched.
Okay, but is Gen Z watching it? Gen Alpha
Nope.
watching it?
Nope.
No. They don't like anything old. They don't even like millennials. And millennials are not old. They don't even like millennials. They fight with millennials. They fight with boomers. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, thanks, Tim. Tim said he looked at something last night that could be a Blab comeback. Not to disrupt.
Let us know, Tim.
Yeah, Tim, let us know.
Let us know. We're interested.
Definitely.
All right, I'm going to get into the couple of stories that I have because they're going to. I feel like we're going to spark a little conversation here too. So
you're starting fires, Terry. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so this week on social media news and updates, we'll start with Google. Google continues to change the name of products that they put out, and now they've turned Notebook LM into Gemini Notebook, which is not such a big. This is not earth shattering, but they love to change the name and they like to move the cheese. So they're reading.
Notebook LM should never have been Notebook LM. That was too much.
I'm going to tell you why, because it was a beta thing experiment. So now because it's getting so much use, they're moving it to, okay, we're going to call it a thing. We're going to call it a product. So it's Google is renaming its AI powered research product. It was in research. It was in Google Labs. Notebook LM to Gemini Notebook. The company is also adding features to make the tool more interactive by infusing coding execution from data analysis. What they're just doing is adding more features to where you can do coding. Now, if you don't know what Notebook LM is, it is just a section of Google where you can go and you can put in your own information, like a blog post link or a YouTube link or a video link, or you can paste text and then you can query it like you query or ask prompts of any other AI tool. But instead of it going out into the world and pulling up any data, it uses the data that you specifically put in the notebook. And you can make different notebooks, and each notebook allows you up to 50 sources. So you can post anything you like. It's like a little sandbox of, this is my LLM based on the data that I put in, and I can have a Gemini-like conversation with it. It doesn't go out in the world and pull in things outside of the data that you put in.
Everybody and it gives you can do podcasts with it. It'll turn it into infographics, slides or whatever you want.
You can make documents, you can make blog posts, you can make reports, you can do whatever you can do with your AI tool that you use now, because it uses Gemini. So it's basically doing Gemini, but it's a notebook, and you can make as many notebooks as you want. I'm not sure the limit. Might be a limit. Yeah. But now they're changing it, and it was an awkward name because it was in labs, a Notebook LM, but now it's called Gemini Notebook. So they first showed off Notebook LM during Google I/O in 2023 as Project Tailwind. So now they made it into a product used by 30 million people and over 600,000 organizations. It's very popular. It's very popular. All right, so they renamed it, but they're also rolling out a new update that makes each notebook its own secure container in which users can generate code to make outputs interactive. So you can have this code execution ability. You can also tap into multiple sources and create complex data analysis directly within the tool, in addition to all the things that Fran listed about what it can do. So this update is available to Google AI Ultra paid plan users along with workspace business customers with AI Ultra access and AI expanded access. Pro users will get access to this feature in the coming weeks, and then after that, it'll be available in the free Google Notebook option. Google says that users can already look at their notebooks within the Gemini app, and soon they'll be able to access them through AI mode in search. So remember, Google search. When you search on Google, there's that AI option. So now they'll connect that if you have a notebook or if you want to specify a notebook, you can do that. Now, I don't know if everybody's seen this. I have. When you go to YouTube and you watch a video, there's a button that says notebook. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, there's a button where it says share and save to a playlist. There's a notebook LM button. Now, I'm not sure if everybody has that because I use Google Notebook, but if you go to any video on YouTube, it should be there. When you click on that, the button takes that YouTube URL to a notebook. So you can specify a already existing notebook or a new one. Once you do that, you go into the notebook and that one data source is there. So you can ask it what you need to ask it. So with a YouTube video, it uses the transcript. So whatever the people are saying in the video, you can go in to notebook, Gemini notebook now it's called, and ask it anything you need to ask it, just like you ask ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini. Whatever you ask it, it's going to look at that one data source. So that's what's going on with Google. Substack. Let's look at Substack. Substack has a new tool that tells you who's been writing the newsletters with AI. They have a tool that will tell you somebody wrote their newsletter with AI because some people are concerned about that. All right, so Substack has launched a new feature that can show you which of your favorite newsletters are being written using AI. So they've announced an integration with the AI writing detection software Pangram, Pangram. Never heard of it. I will take a look at it. Pangram that will allow users to scan posts, comments, and replies on the app to see an estimate of how much of the content was written by a human and how much was written by AI. So Substack has joined several platforms that are leaning towards labeling AI content now, and I've talked about that there's going to be this wave of things need to be labeled as AI. I've seen it a couple places where I think maybe it was Threads. I saw a picture, might have been Threads. Somebody posted something and they made I know what they made up a show called The Huxtable Women. So remember the what's the NBC show with Bill Cosby? The Cosbys. So they took all the women from the Cosby show and said, "Hey, what are they doing now?" and made an AI photo of what they are now and made a description. Like the oldest Sandra is a lawyer. Vanessa is a talent scout. So they made that up in their mind, but they made a photo. So the photo was made with AI and it said AI info on it. So that's how I knew it was AI. So lots of platforms are going to tell you this is AI. Why? Because people demanding it. People are being fooled. I said this before, that we're going to get to the point where we weren't going to be able to tell. Anybody remember way back when we could tell when stuff was AI? The photos, those days are gone. Yeah. So now, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, yeah. And who does not use AI for their stuff? So, like when you want to clean up the grammar and stuff, Grammarly was AI back in the day. It's still.
Now, see, here's the thing. I don't know what kind of how they will report this or what they're looking for. So I'm going to have to look at this Pangram. But it's not going to stop it from being published. It's just going to say this was written by AI. That's all.
Or with AI, because it may not have been, because the person who wrote it.
Yes.
Like when I write, I have a thought and I take my thought and I put it out.
Yeah, so I don't know how much or the level that they're going to go go through. But let's see. There's some more. So this feature will be available in Substack app for any post, note, reply, or comment above 100 characters. Substack will also allow its writers to include an optional AI author's note using which creators can properly disclose their use of AI. Substack says that the tool is not meant to prohibit or penalize AI assisted writing, but rather to encourage writers to add a "how I make this statement" where they explain the process. Publishers can also run pangram on their own drafts before publication and report and remove scans on their own work they believe are mistakes. Now, see here, this is the deal. So I want to look at this pangram and see what does it do. Is it just going to put the little AI info tag on it? That's fine because a lot of people don't see it. But what if I'm writing something that's valuable and worthwhile, but I use AI to help?
And see, that is the thing, because they had something like Pangram. There was something else called Brandly or whatever it is. And you put it in there and it'll tell you if this sounds like AI. So, and you know what I mean? It will show you like Grammarly, or is it, who's some other people? Hemingway
it's
app.
a bunch, yeah.
Hemingway app would show you the sentence is too long or whatever. Well, now they will show you, and this sounds like AI. You probably need to fix that.
Right. And the reading level, like if you wanted to make something, say on a 5th grade reading level, you could do that, or you could do it, you could change it because most people will read things if it's on a lower grade level, not to denigrate anybody. I'm just saying it's more to make it more readable because you want people to read your stuff. That's why you're posting. So you don't want it to sound like a dissertation, a doctorate dissertation and stuff, because nobody's going to read that. Except somebody who's a doctorate, who's interested in dissertations. Not a lot of people. So, but I'm interested. I want to see. I'm not gonna get upset at this because all it's going to do is label stuff as AI. And again, we're going to get to the point where it says an AI label, like the post I just described. I saw the little tag that said AI info. I knew it was an AI photo because I'm like, there's no such show called the Huxtable Women. But I read the caption and I was very interested. I said, that's an idea for a show. Like, where are those women now? What are they doing? Like they said, Claire was retired, but teaching at NYU, teaching somewhere. Vanessa was a talent scout agent. Denise was running something, health, wellness, something. It was based off of the characters and how right. So I thought that was interesting, but it was AI. I knew it was, but again, I don't care if it's something I want to see and something that I want to be entertained by. It's not slop like all the other stuff. So that's what Substack is doing. So let's investigate that. I will, because I'm interested to see what that is. All right, so let's see what Meta is doing. Meta has Threads. Let's see what Threads is doing. Threads is rolling out parental supervision tools. Meta is bringing parental supervision tools to Threads. Parents and guardians will be able to view their teens' time spent on Threads. I don't know if there's a lot of teens on Threads. I
was going to say, does anybody really think they're over there?
They're on Snapchat, but again, Meta has to do these things on all their apps because remember they're being sued by so many. They have so many lawsuits about this, about minors and their activities, so they have to do this on all of their apps. But I don't think they're really on Threads like that. It's Threads, from what I see, Threads is more of like a millennial playground. Like I see a lot of millennial stuff going on. All right, so let's see. So so the new tools, parents and guardians will be able to view their teens' time spent on Threads, set daily limits, adjust sleep mode, and manage their privacy settings through Family Center. So Family Center is Meta's hub for parental controls for all the apps. So Meta has done something where they have a central command for analytics and a central command for privacy controls for all the apps. Because remember, Meta owns all of these apps in their little world. So they put it there. So you'll be able to see how much time the teeny spends on the platform each day for the past week. And you'll be able to set daily limits, block access. And you'll also be able to set access to them at night, because a lot of teens are on the phone at night when they're supposed to be sleeping. So you put notifications, you can mute notifications and auto replies from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Parents have the option to control who can tag their teen in posts on the platforms. So a lot of things are already built in the threads and meta apps for protections, but they're adding more layers, and it's because of the lawsuits that Meta is facing, rightly so, but at least they're doing something. So we'll see how this goes. So Meta is planning. This parental supervision controls are in the U.S. right now, but they're planning to do this parental supervision globally by the end of the year. And remember, there's a lot of countries where they do not allow minors on social media at all, and that list of countries is growing. But U.S. is not one of them. So these things are happening, and rightly so. There should be some kind of limits. So there's your tools. Now Instagram lets you swap out the music in your old posts. So this has been a requested feature that people want to swap out the music on the published feed posts and carousels. And the only way before was you would have to delete the post and then re-upload it. So people want to swap out the music only. So it's called Replace Audio Tool. Users can update the music on their post at any time while keeping the post existing likes, comments, shares, and reach intact. Meta says the new feature is another step in the efforts to build tools that give creators more creative control over their content. So they're saying that this changing a song, because it has to do with the trends of a song. Like they use a popular song, say last month, but now they're like, okay, I might want to change the song to something that's trending now, because the post will show up with trends. You can look at the trending music and see the posts that go with it. So that's what they want to do with that. Small update, but it's done. OpenAI has launched Health in ChatGPT. So this one, I was like, I don't think I'll be doing it. So OpenAI is making ChatGPT Health a feature that helps users with health-related queries, available to all US-based users over 18 across all platforms. So this is supposed to allow you to upload data from other services and your personal info from services such as Apple Health, Function, and MyFitnessPal. So they're doing this because they're saying users are asking 230 million health related queries each week, and that number has gone up to 300 million. So there's a lot of people using ChatGPT to ask health questions. So they're also allowing users to integrate their medical records from hospital systems like Epic and Oracle Health, and health platforms like One Medical and Function Health. Now that's where I'm like, I'm not comfortable with. I'm not going to upload my health data, my medical records. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But they're allowing it to go forward.
Right, because it's like on my Apple Watch, I can connect health data to my Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it.
I don't do that.
No, I just don't. Yeah. And I don't even need to look at that data on that much, micromanaging. I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
So putting it, I guess it's like connecting any other app to ChatGPT, so it can kind of look at your stuff and tell you what's happening.
Right.
Nope, I don't.
Yeah, no. I mean, I see it like this. If you have a health question, keep it general or Google it. But I would not give my personal information to ChatGPT and say, hey, diagnose my issue. That's what doctors are for. That's what, you go to the urgent care or whatever, not to ChatGPT, but they're allowing it because, like they said, they get 300 million health-related queries each week. So people are doing this thing. They're doing it. Fred has a comment. I'll show it. He says health records will be generated by grocery bill, DoorDash, credit card receipts, and more they already know. It's going to be connected, Fred. I agree. I'm just not ready for it yet. I'm just not ready. But you're right. It's going to be connected. Everything's going to be connected. Credit card, DoorDash, grocery bill, your refrigerator. We talked about this. Your refrigerator, when you open it, what you take out. If you take out ice cream versus a green salad, they're going to look at that, and
now they all up in your Kool-Aid talking about
they're gonna be
you sure
telling
you wanna
you,
eat
put
that?
that back, put that ice cream back, put that Rocky Road back, get that salad. I'm not ready for it. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. All right. So just a little bit more about this Chat GPT Health. So OpenAI says that in its terms, its services are not intended for use in a diagnosis or treatment of any health condition. So they're saying this because, again, ChatGPT, OpenAI has some lawsuits against it also, just like Meta. Not the same ones, just, there's lawsuits going on.
Yeah, people just want to sue.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, so OpenAI says it wants people to verify information and take medical decisions based on professional advice. Now, health is available to U.S. users with free, Gold, Plus, and Pro plans on the web and iOS. So what do we think about that? I said this story was gonna get some comments. I know.
Okay, so for people who want to monitor it, that they're going to do it anyway. Okay, so here's what's happening. That ChatGPT is not going to just be the AI tool. It is becoming the go-to tool that's in your pocket.
Yes.
That you're doing everything on. Whereas before you were doing something over there on health and some over here and some over here, and they were all disjointed. ChatGPT is now one.
Yes, it's connected to MyFitnessPal, Apple Health, a bunch of health related platforms. So do you want to connect? Some people want to do that. Some people want to connect all their health information and medical records. I'm like, not me. No.
Yeah, so what is happening is it's going to be the go-to tool. So it's your robot. This is the iteration before we get to iRobot.
Yes.
The one in your pocket that's telling you put the cookie down, or you know what I'm saying?
Are we gonna have like the Jetsons? We're gonna have Rosie around saying,
yes,
"Oh, you can't eat that. Let me make you a salad."
But it's in our pocket right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's because ChatGPT is. I use it more. What do we do on Tuesday? Ask AI.
Yeah.
Why do I go to ChatGPT before I go to Google?
Right.
Because it's all in one and it has all the stuff that I've been working on.
Yes.
And so I don't need to go over there and then over there and just. Fred is funny.
Fred has some comments. Thank you, Fred.
He said that's a cool name for an AI agent. Kool-Aid, all up in your business.
All up in your business.
It is.
He said, I was working on my book and AI provided a result and stated, you've been working on this steadily for a while. Do you think you need a break?
Oh.
Well, because it knows how long you've been working on something, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's like the little pop-ups for in the apps for teens that tell the teens to take a break because they've been scrolling forever. So
right, and it knows how, and it's not like magic. It's just like, what did you say? Ones and zeros. It's a pattern. Okay, if we got 50,000 minutes going here, it's time to take a break, right?
Yeah.
Fred says, not a go-to tool, a new robot called Big
Mama.
It is literally the movie industry. I can see it now. Okay, Terry, I don't know if you watched that movie Her yet.
I have not. I will watch it.
My gosh. It lives in your house and you're talking to it.
Uh-huh.
This is what we already have. We got what's this thing behind me? The HomePod or whatever. and you're talking to it now to get answers, to do stuff. My client was asking me about something. I'm like, wait a minute, I am not racking my brain for that answer.
Exactly. Yeah.
She was asking something about a ceiling that's 16 by something, and she wanted to know how many sheets of drywall she should use to do the something. And she said, the ceiling is 16 by 9, and I wanted to know how many blah, blah, blah. And they said, one moment, and told her, oh, you're probably going to need about this, and you might want to get one more in case you have mistakes or whatever. I was like, see, before you used to have to do trigonometry, pull out a calculator. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing. Remember, before the calculator, how did we do multiplication and division and stuff? We had to do it by hand, and now you don't even need the calculator. You just, like Fred says, you just say to your device or say to the air, and something answers you.
Right. How many times has A or S get triggered? And
I'm so sick of it picking up TV and I hate those TV commercials that say, "Hey, something," because they know your thing is gonna be triggered.
Is listening. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are sneaky. Stop that. Because
there was a whole thing for that when they were doing some football commercials, doing a Super Bowl and stuff like that. They did that stuff on purpose.
Wow. Okay, I have one more little one. It says about TikTok. Federal employees can download TikTok on their work phones again. So the DOJ says that federal employees can now download TikTok on their government devices. There was a 2022 law that banned federal employees from using the short form video app on their devices, but now the DOJ says the law no longer applies, thanks to the deal transferring ownership of TikTok's U.S. operations to the joint venture backed by Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX. Now, in one of these companies is the guy son-in-law. So he kind of basically owns TikTok. So now the DOJ says, hey, you can use it. And it says, the memo reportedly says, the president has cleared employees of executive branch agencies to download TikTok onto their official devices.
Okay. You see us, we all got our hands up.
Go ahead. I'm done. That's it. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Since when are federal employees allowed to download anything on a government device
They're not.
that is not job related? When did that happen?
They're not. You're not
supposed to.
It's just out of my realm of perception. I mean,
but all of a sudden, it's okay to use TikTok.
Listen, they barely let you make a phone call. What are you talking about?
Okay, so Terry and TJ, China still has part ownership in this company.
Yes, they own the non-U.S. parts.
I don't care. They don't have access to all of it.
It's like smoke in a bar. It does not stop between the smoking and non-smoking section.
Right. And we've said from the beginning that the government, Chinese government, has access because they control everything, every company. So if they wanted access, they can ask for access. Now, I don't know if they're asking.
They can request
but
it.
They can, because that's how their government rolls. They can ask anything of any corporation that they have over there. Yeah. They can ask. And guess
they
what?
Don't even what was them two AI things you talked about earlier, TJ? I mean Terry. They could just roll right up in there and go get
Kimmy
it.
K3 and Moonshot.
Yes. Yeah. So, but see, here it is. How come all of a sudden, because that group bought the U.S. part of it, now it's okay to put TikTok on the government
phone.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Not for recreation. I'm just
why? Okay, I'm with you. Why are you on TikTok anyway at work?
Okay.
I don't see any need for any government employee to have TikTok because it's not
You
anything
don't
to
need
do
to
with
be on
information.
TikTok. You
You
don't need to be on Facebook. You
TikTok,
don't need
Facebook, nothing.
none of it.
You got your own phone. Get over there.
So Fred, let's put on Fred comment.
Fred says, I still have a big button solar power
I do
calculator.
too. I have
And then he said, because the U.S. has a stake in it, more monitoring to catch whistleblowers.
boom, there you go. That's it.
But I
To
wouldn't
monitor.
be now. If I was somebody that was a whistleblower, I'd just use my personal phone and bypass the government phone, since I know the government phone.
If you really about it, you're gonna get a burner phone. If you really
what?
about it, if you
Not a
really
burner
about
phone,
whistleblowing,
TJ.
you're gonna use a burner phone.
You are not. Come on now.
So
Because this particular administration
and
has
when I
no
read
boundaries.
and when I read this story, I was like, well, all of a sudden it's okay to use. Why? Think about why. So,
Fred said, "I'll just write a letter, put some stamps on them, but stamps are too high."
Lord have mercy. He's right. Just write a letter. Drive over to the next state if you can, if it's close, and drop it over the post office over there. Hey, Dr. Taji back.
Hey, Dr. Taji.
Hey.
So we're laughing because now the DOJ says that federal employees can now install TikTok on their phone, their work phones. And we were saying, why? All of a sudden, why can they do that now?
Well, we knew why. The point is,
why?
The point is, what the heck is that? It's a government phone. You're not supposed to.
Why aren't you working?
Thank you.
Is anybody else tired?
I am very tired. That's why I'm laughing hysterically, because I'm very tired.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
Now, wait a minute. Now, you fire half of the people who work in government, and then you tell the other half they can go out to lunch on TikTok? What the heck's what? And you want to know why you can't get no information?
There's nothing governmental happen on TikTok. What
Not at
government
all.
entity or thing is happening on TikTok?
This is the most unserious place ever.
I'm just stunned. And I think every government employee should be. And every American citizen should be.
We're in this boat, and there's nothing we can do until we get to the shore.
You know what, though? I can't even just blame where we are now administration-wise. There's been a very thin veil covering the dysfunction for a long time.
Yes, I agree
It's
with
just
you.
now all spilling out through that thin gauze.
Yeah.
That's all.
I agree with you.
Wow.
This administration is exploiting the hole in the veil. They're just exploiting it. It's a hole.
That's right.
There's a hole.
I'm
There's a hole
agreeing
in the
with-
bank. We're in the next building, and they see the hole in the bank wall, and they're like making it bigger and going in and stealing the money because they're next door.
Well, I'm with Fred. I think it's just an excuse to
Yeah.
get caught up and fired.
They're looking to trim the fat. Why not do it by luring people back into TikTok?
Because they want the employees to use. They want the employee to use it. They're going to.
But then they
use
tell them
information,
you were
something.
on TikTok for 2 hours, you're fired.
I'm like, what employees are using TikTok? Oh my gosh.
But why are you using it? What government use does TikTok have?
None.
Absolutely zero.
I'm concerned if you are on your phone doing anything else but government work in the first place.
On a
Why
work
are you
phone.
on TikTok? Why are you on
Well,
social
also,
media?
this allows TikTok into the back door of every government agency.
They're already there.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, Dr. Tachi, you can have the floor if you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to finish
done.
your
Yeah, that
story.
was it. That was the last.
Oh, okay. So I came back just in time. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will I will quickly go back through some of the other things. So we talked about ESPN and the debauchery happening over
Oh my
there.
God.
So why don't we get to what's happened with the World Cup? It just ended. Let's talk about this as an event. The World Cup final scores 66.4 million viewers, and that's the highest rated event since the Super Bowl.
I don't
Wow.
even watch soccer, and I was watching it like I was watching the whole series. I'm like, I don't even know how this works.
People were glued
I
to the
was
screen.
captivated.
And these are not people, we're not a soccer culture in the US. So
No.
it is not something that we normally do. But I think it was a cultural moment and
Yeah.
it was a huge media phenomena, and
Yeah.
people got caught up. As
Yeah.
Anita Baker would say, caught up in the
Caught up
rapture,
in the
right?
rapture.
That's what happened. We got caught up in the rapture.
Seriously.
So we
I
seriously
actually
did.
was taking global stands based on my politics and by,
Well, see,
by
that's
what
another thing.
continent the teams were from.
Yes, and this is why, if you notice, lots of people were rooting for Spain to win the finals because they couldn't stand Argentina, myself included. So lots of people were like, "Yes, Spain, get it, Spain." This also became a huge political event, as you said, based on the countries that were there, and this also really revealed a lot of what's happening in different countries. So if you remember earlier in the Cup, the African countries were like, we're rooting for everybody African except South Africa. So because of what is happening, seriously, they were like, oh no, to South Africa. Because of what is happening with South Africa ousting people who have immigrated there,
Right.
people are not taking kindly to that, especially Africans. And so Africans were very vocal on social media about not rooting for South Africa. They were rooting for every other country, and they made a big deal to say, except South Africa. Right? Exactly. So it was such a huge event. It went beyond the football. It went beyond the actual matches themselves. This was a huge thing, and this is not anything we've really ever been involved in earnest before. We didn't really care before, but we care now. And I think there are a number of things that made us care. So if we go back to David Beckham and, his investment in Miami and Miami teams, that is one big thing. So as you start to have stars and celebrities that are involved and care about this, this is when you start to see the general American public care about this as well. And then we're also a very multicultural nation, despite the fact that some people don't like to admit it, we are. So you've got huge numbers of people from Latin America, huge numbers of people from Europe that are here, lots of Africans that live here as well. And they're going to be voting or rooting for their favorite team and the team of their homeland. So I think it was wonderful to see. Do I still feel that the US should have had a hand in hosting this? No, because you see how they tried to mess it up.
They did.
They did, and that was the administration, not Americans in general. Americans in general, I think, were very happy to have something so large happen, and it's a win in times that are very uncertain. So it was just something fun that was a distraction, and it was good for morale. I have to say that. But see, the thing is, I will say this: quit while you're ahead. Because so we got it here. There were many people, if you looked on social media, etc., that were against holding matches in the US because of the different policies that I just go to Canada or Mexico. So there was a lot of that. But as the games went on, people kind of softened, if you notice, in terms of their stance. Some people softened in terms of their stance toward that. And then what happens? You have him that gets up after Spain has won and tries to insert himself in pictures and make it about him.
And they cropped him out and they photoshopped him out.
Yeah, they photoshopped him out.
Good.
Both FIFA and the Spanish team photoshopped him out.
They were like,
you know what? I turned it off as soon as they won because I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see because I knew it was coming.
Exactly. Why are you there? It has nothing to do with the US. You happen to be one of the host countries, but does that mean that Canada and Mexico should also have been up there? No. This was Spain's moment. Leave it to be Spain's moment. But again, we already know he cannot have anything happening where he is not inserted. So he inserted, he smooshed himself, Bogart in there to take pictures and do all that type of thing. We listen. For those people who have maybe let it go or forgotten about the fact that the US bungled a lot of stuff, it came back in that moment. That's why I'm like, quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're bloody ahead. So I think that was really interesting. Let me talk a little bit more about what happened. So this was, as you know, a completely North American based event. Fox TV network and platforms averaged 42.5 million viewers for the English language edition, and Telemundo Peacock came in at 23.9 million viewers for the Spanish language version. So it was the highest rated TV event, like I said, since Super Bowl. What is LX? I can't remember.
50, 50, is that 60? No,
60?
L is 50, isn't it?
I think so.
So X is 10. So then that would, be, if L, that would be 60 then. You know, I've forgotten a lot of my Roman numerals because we use them so much in everyday life. Anyway, moving on. The Super Bowl, the current one had 125.6 million viewers in February, and that was higher than the two NFL conference finals games in January, which were 48.6 million, the AFC, and 46.1 million, NFC. All right, so looking at the entire month-long event, and remember, this was the entire month, so you had a whole month of doing things and eating garbage food to do this. So they averaged Fox averaged 7.7 million viewers, up from 116% from the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So Telemundo Peacock came in at 6.3 million viewers average, 143% higher in comparison to the 2022 event. So I think this is really interesting because this really is foreshadowing the future of sports and the future of football, and then the future of sports in general. I think inadvertently we have just become more of a football country. I don't say more than any other sport because this still is not a sport we participate in heavily, but professionally, that is, because every high school has soccer teams that this is just not a national sport that we participated in. But I think it's more on our radar. And so I would say look for more things, particularly programming, that are dealing with this and not just on Spanish language channels. Because of this popularity, I think that you're going to see Fox Sports and other entities lean more into showing football matches from around the world. Because here's the thing, it wasn't just the fact that the US was in it that had, in fact, the US was eliminated after a while, so it didn't matter. Sorry, Fran, go ahead.
No need to apologize. Apple TV has soccer as one of their main sports coverage right now. So you can go in there and, and it'll tell you who's playing. And it's soccer. Some people I don't know. Here in Sacramento, we got a team called the Sacramento Republic, and Sac Republic FD something anyway. And they are building a new stadium, and they're trying to get into the major league for here in the country, but and we're doing pretty good. Some years we do pretty good, and I was like, oh, we played Manchester United before, and so it is a thing. It's becoming more of a thing in the United States.
Absolutely, and I think Fred has some comments over here, or did you read them?
Yeah, Fred. No, those are no. Oh, no.
This was back when we were talking about Twitter.
The TikTok, yeah.
Yeah. He said chalk drama. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't, usurping any time from our dear Fred. So that's what's happening over there. I'm interested and actually excited to see what happens with soccer over here, with it becoming more of, as you said, Apple TV does have it, and you do have like FS1. So on quote unquote cable channels, you've got that. But and that's really where sports is headed now. Streaming cable, you don't really see them in earnest as much on broadcast channels, just because of the way the industry has moved. We talked about the whole NFL thing, right? So
Yeah.
I'm excited for soccer, because this also means lots of different opportunities. This is business, right? This is big business for lots of different companies, for lots of different people. I'm also excited because if you look at soccer teams, who's playing soccer? It's mostly people of color, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I was looking at the teams.
Sure was. Even for all usually lily milk colored teams, they've imported from other places because people are just good soccer players. So
Yeah.
They were bringing people yeah. Like, okay, how is he on the Sweden team? And we
Exactly.
know he wasn't born in Sweden.
Okay.
exactly. Not born as well, or even if they were, I've got family that lives in Sweden. They emigrated there, obviously, but the kids are Swedish by
Yeah.
all intents and for all intents and purposes. So you have a lot of that. You've got a lot of not only people that emigrated to those places, but first generation in those countries playing those types of things out. So I think it's just exciting.
Yep.
Or I'm excited anyway.
I agree.
Okay.
I
It's
was
something to watch besides whatever else is going on.
You know what I mean? Like she
I was
said, it's a
like,
great escape for that.
right.
I
Look, I've been watching the A's game here, and I was like, I am actually watching baseball, which is
slow.
slow. I thought soccer was slow. Well, soccer's not slow. It just like takes forever to score, and I'm like,
Right. Well, this is why, the scores are so low in soccer. You're like 1-0 because it takes a long time to listen. They talk about other sports. You have to be in tip-top condition to be a soccer player. All that running
back and forth
for
and back
for
and
little
forth.
payoff.
Fred said I would watch baseball over soccer.
Yo.
So when you are watching it, I'm watching soccer and everybody's moving back and forth. And the moment you turn around, goal! I was like, now you got.
I know. It's like you took all this time, and I went to get a piece of popcorn, and you scored.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wow. So that's what's happening with the World Cup. Let's take a look at what's happening on Amazon, right? Bringing games to Prime Video. So they announced yesterday they're bringing games to Prime Video by integrating their Luna cloud gaming service into the streaming platform. So if you have Prime Video and you're a gamer, this is something to think about and listen for. So games like Hogwarts Legacy, EA Sports FC 26, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Clue, and Taboo will be available starting today on Fire TVs in the US and the UK. So I guess that also might work if you have a Fire Stick. They didn't mention that, but I'm maybe that's the case. So with this move,
so you saying it's through Amazon Prime or Prime Video, or Amazon
Prime Video.
Okay, all right. Because I'm taking a look
Amazon
to see
itself, but if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Video,
right?
So if you're just using Amazon to shop, you don't have it. You have to actually be subscribed to Prime. So Amazon is actually hoping that they can turn Prime Video into a one-stop entertainment. Let me not laugh. I'm sorry. They're hoping that they can turn it into a one-stop entertainment destination, and they're actually borrowing this strategy from who? Netflix, because Netflix has gaming too, right? So Netflix has increasingly embraced party games over the last several years, right? So Amazon already operates this gaming service Luna, so it makes sense for them to integrate it into a streaming platform. And remember, Amazon also owns Twitch, which is a huge gaming platform. Even though they do more than gaming, it started off as a gaming platform. So truth be told, Amazon has been in the gaming ecosphere for a while. So also, alongside third-party titles like Taboo, they're also going to feature, the library will feature titles developed by Amazon's own gaming division. So they're going to have some original games, like, like original series. They'll have some original games. So they have something called Courtroom Chaos, and that sounds fun. And then the co-op Battler Masters of the Universe Legends Unite. Okay. Well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that sounds lots of fun, doesn't it? Anyway, so until now, Luna games were only accessible through the cloud gaming platform standalone app to Prime members.
Okay.
But now, so it was only available through the app. But now it will be available alongside movies and TV shows. So that's kind of cool. If you want to try out gaming, this could be something to do. So they're saying their vision is to remove barriers to gaming and make it accessible to anyone, regardless of their experience or their budget, which is kind of cool, right? But by default, because it's available to Amazon Prime members, it follows you have to have a Prime membership in order for that to work. So it's still a little bit prohibitive to everyone unless you pay. But it's business. What can I say, right? So
and then you got to know how to play the games.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you may get frustrated and quit, but that's not their fault, right? Get a backbone, get a spine. So Prime members can actually now access it through the Games tab in Prime Video. And you can start playing on your TV using a controller, or you can use your phone.
Yeah. I'm looking at my Prime. I don't see it. I don't have it yet.
Okay, you don't have it yet. So maybe it's something that is not rolled out to everyone yet, or not rolled out widely yet, because it just became available today.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
I'll give it a because I don't have. I see all the tabs. I don't have games yet. So
yeah, and you know what? See, if you're looking, maybe you need to refresh your app as well. You need to either close it out and open it, or update it. So that would be a suggestion to see the new tab.
I probably need to update it because I don't.
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
Amazon is not something that generally you think about. Oh, let me update my Prime app, unless you get a.
I don't even think about it.
Yeah, nobody thinks about that. The funny thing is, I love how these apps think that they're more important than they are, and then it's like, like we update it all the time. No, nobody.
Yeah, I got 73 apps to update on this iPad. It's a 73.
As long as it works, if it's working, don't fix it, right? That's what you don't do. It's only until something is wrong that you think about, oh, I need to update it. Although you technically should be looking at updating your apps, because often there are bug fixes that come along with that, as you know, TJ.
It's Prime is one of them, because I don't really use that iPad except for to look at video or something. So I was like, 73 apps.
iPad, if you can hear me, I do love you. However, you are the biggest jip.
I know.
iPads are like the biggest jip, and for the sole reason that they are not updatable after a certain point. And Apple figures, they're inexpensive enough that they can just buy another one. To me, it's like, because you're going to spend at minimum $300 something, right, to update it. So to them, that's affordable compared to iPhones and other things. So I don't know. Oh, well, Fred says iPad mini is the ish. Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you like it. Good for you, sir.
Yeah, I have somebody, a coworker. He has them. Well, he gave it to his daughter, but before that, he was just doing everything on it. Like, it's a big phone, pretty much.
Well, I was about to say, how's the iPad mini different from the iPhone?
Well, it's a big phone, and it still has different functionality, right? The phone and the iPad are two different functions.
There are two different ecosystems. You're right. even though there's a lot of crossover.
Right. Right. But the mini is like about this big, and that's almost like a the
A
max
bigger,
version of
like
the
a
phone.
bigger iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, the big one. It's like, yeah, but it's not that. I was trying to see if there was a piece of paper or something, but it's a
Card size, like a greeting card size. Is that? I think I
it
always think
is
about that kind of size.
it's not this size.
It's like half of that.
Not quite, but anyway, it is. Man, I'm trying to think of a book or something that's that size. It's like a
Yeah,
5
book
by 9
size.
book.
Yeah, like a.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a little, but you can hold it in your hand and do stuff with it, and it's like mine. I have the 11 inch. I have the 11 inch because mine is like a half a sheet of paper. It's smaller than a half a sheet of paper.
Fred has
Fred
a-
said 5 by 7. Thank you, Fred.
5 by 7. There you go.
Yes.
He also, going back to Amazon, to the gaming, he said they need tonk and spades. Yes, if you want to start World War III, there's already a lot of people who can. You know what would work though? If they had a spades clinic. Because there are already so many people who don't know how to play spades and they're like excluded from whatever. So spades would be cool. But if they had like spades tutorials, that would really be cool. I don't know how to play and I'm not interested in learning because people take it way too seriously for my liking. But
wait a minute, you want to learn which one you want to learn?
Spade. I don't want to learn spades, but
No.
spades is a game.
No.
I used to know how to play it. I don't remember anymore.
I haven't played in a long time.
Right. No, but let me tell you, the blacks were all up under the stairs when I was an undergrad playing spades. I'm like, shouldn't you be in class?
It's because some people take it too seriously. I remember when I played as a kid with my family, my cousins and stuff. We didn't. It's not. Some people are vicious. Adults. I mean, now some adults are real vicious with it. And I'm like, I would never play with them. It was never like that for us. We just played. So
Fred said he made money playing it.
But some of them are like, really?
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of people make money playing it. It's like, okay.
She said flags under the stairs. She mean the stairs in the dorm, Fred.
That's what I used to call it, the blacks under the stairs. Like, are the blacks under the stairs still there playing? They should be in class. Like, I would go to class, come back through the student union, and the same blacks would be playing under the stairs. I was like, still?
That's a touch. I don't know if you're finished. I hate to bring this up. There's a Howard thing going on with some students. Do you have real quick? Or are you still doing this story?
I could talk about that really quickly.
Okay.
As much as I know about it.
Yeah, I don't know much.
Yeah. So apparently what happened is there was a deadline for when your first semester dues needed to be paid, and it was July something.
Yeah.
And what happened is, or what was supposed to happen, was that you were going to be purged from your classes or unenrolled if that happened.
Because it wasn't paid. Because there's no payment. Okay.
But there are extenuating circumstances too, like some scholarship money that has not come in. There's this whole thing with the student loans in the government. That's a problem.
Right.
So
yeah.
Right. There are lots of people that have extenuating circumstances.
Right.
So here's the thing. I don't know exactly what happened. If that was set to go out and it wasn't stopped, it went out. So now what's having to happen is students and parents, a lot of people are frustrated and a lot of people are confused and trying to get to some answers, and that's what's happening. However, what people have to realize, and this is not just at Howard, this is not just HBCUs, this is all schools. You may have 2 people or 3 people working for all, in that department, in enrollment management, in financial aid. It is not huge numbers like you think. It is not like the DMV where you can pick a window and go. No, it is huge numbers. So should that be happening? No. Somebody should have caught it. And the thing is, it feels like every semester there's something that has happened.
Right.
Part of that also is too, administratively, there's something going on and they need to, solve that. If you don't have enough people, hire more people. But then
Right.
that also comes with it. And part of the thing is they had, I think, a record number of people enroll this year. And for the class of 2020, not the class of 2030, that would be
2030, yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
those coming in for fall 2027, 26 this year, they had a record number that enrolled, and there are a lot of reasons for that. It's not just Howard; it's also other HBCUs. It's also the climate in this country is making people feel unsafe being at PWIs. There are people who feel valued at PWIs. So whereas before you had all these people who were highfalutin and thought, oh, I go to such and such and look down on HBCUs. Now they realize, oh, they really don't give a damn about you. Let me go on. Now they don't. Having gone to a PWI for undergrad, I made the right decision to go to an HBCU for master's and PhD. And it was the best decision ever. So there's also another thing. I know people who had problems with financial. I never had problems. So here's the thing. Part of this is the school, definitely, but part of this is also user error. And I have firsthand experience with students and people not taking responsibility for what they didn't do. So I asked when I was at Howard, I was, always was on time and did things. So I asked Howard, I was like, how come there's always a problem with things? So they admitted, some of it is on the administrative side. They said also, though, sometimes students don't do what they're supposed to do and handing things on time. And then to cover, they go ahead and, do.
So there's a could be a breakdown on both sides. Got it. Because
exactly. I know definitely on the university side, but knowing students like I know students and knowing people like I know people, it's also probably your fault as well. And if you leave it, you know how sometimes parents leave it on the child to do all those things, and then teenagers miss deadlines, they didn't forget, so now they missed it, and now I missed it, I can't go to school.
I missed the deadline.
You're so busy trying to defend your child. Did you find out what happened exactly?
Right. Because there's a lot of noise online about. Oh, and then I read some people were saying, well, Mackenzie, what's the Bezos lady that was giving all the money to all the to schools, and they were saying, well, she, that Howard got all this money from her. Why is there like a gap? I'm like, but that's not. Those are two separate things.
You see how stupid this conversation is? This is why I need people who actually know to speak about it. Yes, Mackenzie Bezos. Is she Bezos anymore? But she did give money. However, do we know if that money is over a certain amount of time? I'm pretty sure she did not give a lump sum of such and such million. It's
they usually
over
don't. It's
years
usually it's amortized. Yeah. It's like they don't get a whole check of here's the money, or whatever. But there's been a lot of people saying things. Yeah. There's people online saying all kind of crazy stuff.
And these are often people who have, first of all, people who never went to HBCUs. They open their mouth to say, well, I have a friend who went to Fisk, and she said, which is it you? Had you had firsthand experience? No, you just had to open your mouth and say something because you had to be included in the conversation.
Right. When you know nothing about it. Yeah.
Nothing.
The state, a lot of these schools have things they have to abide by the state too. Also, the state has
exactly, and we have to remember that a lot of Howard is not. Oh, these people are looking to get into AI heaven. Well, they've earned their wings. Ascend, my child, ascend. You have earned your wings. And to Fred's point, the state is controlling it absolutely. So what you have to think about is lots of HBCUs. Howard is private, but it's not completely private, right? And if you take any loan money from the government or whatever,
Yes.
that determines things, and we know
Yes.
what has happened. And this
Yeah.
is not to defend poor administration at HBCUs, not at all. But I'm trying to look at everything from a balanced perspective, right?
From the top
So
down. We're looking at it from the top down. We're looking at everything. Yeah. So
it's always the same people who who know nothing about higher ed. Forget about HBCUs; they don't know about higher ed, but they have to open their mouths to say things. There's one creator who I was following her, but I just unfollowed her today because to me, what she does amounts to fear mongering.
yeah.
In a sense,
Yeah.
she's like
Yeah.
the college mama. I can't remember. So she said some things lately that I just kind of, instead of solving the problem, her thing is always, it's like investigative reporting to find out what's happening. So if something happens, like the housing at a certain HBCU or something like this, she'll talk about it. Now, to me, she's not an equal opportunity with the PWIs, although she did talk about her daughter's PWI,
Right.
which I think is one of the University of Maryland campuses. So I have no problem with calling out people, absolutely, when they're not doing things right. But how is it helping just calling them out and saying, you need to do X, Y, Z? And I don't know exactly what she's doing. And maybe she is lending a hand to try and do things, especially for parents or whatever. But to feed into the narrative that HBCUs are substandard is not helpful.
And
So I'm
see,
like, you know what? You don't deserve my follow. Goodbye.
Right, and a lot of people online, everybody has it's an open mic. People are stepping up, saying all kind of crazy stuff, saying stuff that they're spreading misinformation, and that's why we got to go, like you said. If somebody said something out of pocket, or I don't agree with that, then I'm like, I got to unfollow you because you're spreading misinformation and you're making the situation worse.
Exactly. And so there needs to be better oversight, definitely at HBCU.
There definitely needs to be.
The board. And a lot of the problem is also these boards. You have these Methuselahs and these Granny Smiths that have been on these boards forever, and they're not helpful.
Yeah.
And let's be real, the board of directors runs a lot of things at these schools. So if you have people that are not for the students,
they're not taking the students' voices into account, and so it's a lot of
exactly. But students, here's another thing. Don't just complain for complaint's sake. If you have an actual problem, get it together. Have documentation. Show that this is the case and this is why this happened. Listen, when we had a meeting when I was doing my doctorate, we had a meeting with the IRB, the Institutional Review Board, and that's the board that actually gives you permission to do your studies when you're embarking upon a study. So if you're using human subjects or human participants, you cannot do it without IRB approval. So they had a meeting when it was time of those of us were getting ready to write dissertations. You all need to go to this meeting. And so they were talking about this, but we were frustrated because it was taking forever. So truth be told, I thought I was going to come out in 2004. I ended up not coming out until 2005 because I didn't get IRB approval in enough time for me to graduate then. So a lot of us were frustrated and we talked about those things. So I voiced my opinions in the past I said it, and I stood up and said something about it. So, and I'm like, I challenge you to challenge me. I actually said something in the forum. But at the same time, I look at the lack of staff that they have to review these things. When it comes to that, so Howard has a lot of PhD students. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we graduate more Black PhDs than any institution in the country. So that means, and we have a lot of PhD programs because we have a graduate school of arts and sciences. So within that covers all of the arts and sciences and every PhD program. That's a lot of looking at studies and things. You can't just do it in one day. I get it. And you're tasked with other things. But we sometimes don't consider that. But at the same time, if this is what you said you're going to do, then you need to do it properly.
I'm laughing because Fred says new show, truth be told, Dr. T.
I'll do it. Listen, you produce it. Fred. I'm giving you a job. You produce it, Fred. I'm on.
You PhDs playing spades under the stairs. That's
Have
another
time.
thing. Spades
We
under
didn't
the
have time.
stairs.
That was at the PWI I was at. We didn't have
Oh,
time
okay.
for all that. Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
was at the University of Buffalo, the Blacks Under the
Oh,
Stairs
the
playing
black
spades.
under the stairs.
Right. But when
Oh,
I
I'm
got
just
to
laughing.
that Howard people did not enjoy. Believe me, our middle name is enjoyment. But when it came to
Yeah.
time to do work,
Yeah.
playing spades under the stairs where? We didn't do that.
Well, hopefully the students that are unable to join will be able to do something or someplace else. But
Yeah, I think they're trying to rectify that situation now.
so.
Yeah. So, I would say don't worry, don't cry for
Yeah.
them, Argentina.
Yeah.
Howard knows that, it's also a reputation thing. So I honestly think that was a glitch. They scheduled it to go out based on the date approaching.
Yeah.
Just had everything and did not go back in and do it. So my thing is, I think this is probably blown out of proportion more than it does. And I would say to people who are so quick to flap their baloney lips.
Yeah, because it flew all over threads. It was because I was like, millennials are on threads like crazy. But it's all over there about, like you said, people are jumping in who have like no business saying anything about college life and registration. They don't know anything. They're just talking.
Well, they should shut up.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What they should. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted your opinion. That's all. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, hold it down. I have to plug in my computer. I know this is about to die. Hold 1 second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Fred, all your comments, we appreciate them.
Oh, hell.
Because you keep me laughing. You keep us laughing. I was like, the truth be told with Dr. T. He's like, new show. Then he's like, the show Spades Under the Stairs.
You know what? I would do that.
Fred, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah, this has been a lively conversation. Seriously, there's
absolutely. Well, I know that it is time, so I will withhold my other stories and I relinquish my time.
Well, thank you. And we want to thank everybody watching live on the replay. Fred, thank you for coming in. And we had the Tim Gillette popped in, said something about some lab situation. Lab like something may be coming down the pike. I'm looking forward to finding out what that's about.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So somebody should be saying something in the Blab community. I wonder if there's a Blab alumni.
You know what? There were chats for Blab alumni in different places, but I don't know. I think, did we have one on Instagram?
I don't know. It seemed like it should be on Facebook or.
I think it's Facebook.
Yeah, I thought there was one, but I don't recall. Like once in a while, I have a message or whatever from Bobby, and he usually contacts me on YouTube. Excuse me, Facebook.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a little feeler, put out a little something and see where they might be congregating. I know Jonathan, the coffee dude, he's still doing something. I saw him on Twitter X, or after some of the live platforms kind of went south, like Huzzah and some of the other ones that we used to be a part of. After they went south, people just kind of scattered.
We did scatter. Well, and again, to Joe Wilson's point, our good friend Joe Wilson, it's not about the platform, it's the people.
Yes.
So that's why we really have to have spaces that are not social media dependent to congregate.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep, we do. So we will be back here next Friday for more Tech Life Weekly. And TJ and I will be back on Tuesday for marketing talks.
Mm-hmm.
And we got so many things to help you take the hassle out of your hustle for BizChicks. You can become a part of the BizChicks community. Just go to bizchicks.net, chime in there. And TJ, thank you for bringing us the info that you did on. So I got to go look at the Substack because there are people having conversations and chatting like, oh my God, on,
Yeah, we gotta look and see.
They are all in an uproar about it. And I'm like, oh, anyway.
We'll talk offline because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't here. So
Yes. So everybody, thank you so much. Looking forward to a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.